yesterday you finished second. Now tonight is going to be the top step, or what do we think, Cody?
I don't know. My motor's acting funny. I don't want to say that, but it popped one time, like coming to the white, and I was like, oh shit, here we go again. But I don't know. We're gonna go look at this thing, make sure everything's good. Life's great. I mean, I'm having a hell of a time this week. But I really want to give a big shout out to Jeff Robinson. He actually bought me the transmission, and Joel from Close Racing Supply is actually going to ship another one down here to kind of change somebody out. But I appreciate them guys a lot. They do a lot for me, and just all of my sponsors are awesome.
Well, yesterday was transmission issues. Got that figured out, and a new one coming in. Hopefully no more motor issues for Cody Overton, but definitely in the back of his mind, he'll roll off fifth from the feature.
And picked up the heat race win. One more heat race to go. Heat number 6 rolling onto the back straightaway. This will be an outstanding one as well. Nick Hoffman's your pole sitter. He's out of Mooresville, North Carolina in the 9 car. He'll roll off from the inside of row number 1. And last night's winner, Brandon Overton, will start to his outside of Evans, Georgia in 76. Row 2 inside of me, Tyler Erb. He's at a New Waverly, Texas in the 1. And Mark Whitener out of Middleburg, Florida to his outside in 5. Row 3 inside of me, Devin Moran. He's out of Dresden, Ohio in the 99. And Dan Ebert out of Lakeshore, Minnesota will start 6th in 60. Row 4 inside of me, Austin Howes out of Lewistown, Missouri in 17. And Jason Riggs to his outside at College Grove, Tennessee in 81. Brendan Smith will be your 9th and final starter in this one. He's at a Dade City, Florida in the 19M. 3 of the top 5 finishers in the main event last night in heat race number 6. Nick Hoffman in the 9, Brandon Overton in 76, ready to lead this field down to the green flag. Again, 9 cars will go 8 trips around. Top 3 transfer here in heat race number 6. We are ready to come off turn number 4. This start, oh, so important as we get ready to come to green in heat race 6. Hoffman and Overton will drag race into turn number 1. See who gets there first. It was Overton, but now Hoffman using the bottom. Brandon Overton, meanwhile, going to use that high side momentum around the outside for the time being. That 76 is out front. Overton right through the middle. Hoffman again glued to the bottom. Side by side off turn number 4. Who's going to lead the opening lap? It'll be Nick Hoffman. Hoffman's going to lead it by .029. Really good drive off the bottom of turn 4 for Hoffman to take the lead. Hoffman, your leader. Overton again to the outside. Tyler Erb right now in that 3rd and final transfer spot. 76 of Overton has gone to the cushion. Can he pick up ahead of steam off turn number 4? He will. Still side by side with the race lead. This time by it will be a .015. Still Nick Hoffman in a near dead heat. Overton 76, Hoffman 9. We knew this was going to be a battle. It is so far. Up around the top, 76 of Overton again. He'll try to get that head of steam built up. Can he lead on lap 3? And he will. Brandon Overton, your new race leader. Hoffman going to cross him back over and try to go to the top of the 9. Top 6 starting spot versus a 12th starting spot if you win or run 2nd in this. So it is very important to get the victory if you can. 76 Brandon Overton continues to drive off a bit. He's got a half a second advantage now on the 9 of Hoffman. Let's keep an eye on Devin Moran as Moran is rolling up on turbo here. Devin Moran now to the inside of the 99. They'll run side by side for 3rd. Again, that is the final transfer spot. Hoffman back to the inside of Overton. Moran to the inside of Erb. Couple good battles here. Double box on Dirt Vision. Down the front stretch, the 9 of Hoffman going to take it back away. Brandon Overton going to try to get back to him. Turbo going to try to steal that 3rd spot back away from Moran in 99. 6 scored. This is one of those races you want to go 20 laps. It's a good one up front right now. White flag next time. Nick Hoffman continues to lead. He's at a 7/10 of a gap right now. Devin Moran might get to the 76 of Brandon Overton before this is done. Working our way towards the checker. The white flag will fly this time. One more trip around for the 9 of Hoffman. Here comes Moran. We said Devin might get to him. He got to him. See if Devin Moran can take that 2nd spot away. Overton right through the middle of the racetrack. Devin way better down around the bottom. They'll run side by side. There goes Moran. Side by side with the 2nd spot here as we work our way to the checkered. Off turn number 4, an outstanding 6th heat race to the checkered for Nick Hoffman in 9. Final heat race for the Dirt Car late models, a banger. That was a good one right there. Top 3 transferees will be 76 of Brandon Overton. He'll come home third. Devin Moran will roll across the line second from 5th to the runner-up spot for Moran. And picking up the win, took it early, lost it, snatched it right back, and drove to a heat race victory out of Mooresville, North Carolina. In that NOS Energy Drink, CW Trucking, Petroff Towing, Type Torag Performance Parts, Lone Wolf Petroleum, 9, Ashton, it's Nick Hoffman.
Yeah, Chris, and that heat race lineup right there really is, you know, what you see out of a feature race there. And Nick, that was an absolutely stacked one. How much confidence does this give you moving into the feature, knowing, hey, I just beat a lot of really good guys?
Yeah, obviously pretty nervous coming to the green there. The outside lane's pretty much been the place to be, it seems like. And he got me on the start, and we were able to race it out. It was a pretty fun one. So I knew if I left him a lane, he would leave me one when I got back to him. So really good race. And, yeah, his stuff's really good. So just to beat him right there says a lot about our program. But just make the feature hopefully a little bit easier. It makes him have to work for it. So still, win the 6 heat race, you got to start 6, so we're going to have to work for it either way. And starting to rubber there, and it wasn't just like one lane of rubber, but it felt like it was, you could kind of chase it. So they're going to have to track prep it again, but that back straightaway is pretty latched up.
Nick Hoffman had to work for it, but he gets it done. Heat race number 6 winner, Nick Hoffman.
Yeah, a couple really good heat races there to wrap up late model heat race action. That will wrap it up for the late model heat races. We got a semi-feature coming up for the USAC sprint cars, and then 3 last chance showdowns for the late models before we roll into heat feature action. We'll see if we are ready to go with the sprint car semi-feature. I believe we are. Brian Hulbert, semis for the USAC sprint cars.
Set to go into your 5-star body semi-feature event. 10 times around, 6 drivers will advance on into tonight's 30-lap championship feature here for the USAC portion of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. A $12,000 check and a big gator awaits the winner of tonight's A main event, but we got to find 6 more drivers to move on out of our semi-feature. The new standard is sprint car body technology engineered with optimized airflow for maximum downforce and increased horsepower, and is available in multiple high-performance material options, so every team can build the right body package for their program. Shop now at 5starbodies.com. So cars sitting down in the staging lanes real quick. Let's give you the lineup for this 5-star body semi-feature. Again, 10 times around, looking for 6 to move on. 9 scheduled to be in this one. Kobe Simpson out of Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive Candidate DRC chassis number 21K. Going to bring him to the drop of the green flag. Outside of him is going to be Logan Calderwood out of Goodyear, Arizona. Driver the MP Environmental JST Shock Technology one-way XXX chassis number 6. Next row from the inside, it will be Gunnar Setzer. He's out of Columbus, Indiana. The Superior Ag. Daywig meets Davis Brothers Stanton Flea RC chassis number 5G. And next to him, it'll be Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana. The Curb Records Mechanical Advantage Stanton DRC chassis FK Rollins number 63. Chase Howard out of Nesbitt, Mississippi. The Two Fellows Moving Company. ShopAngryDuck.com. Ronis Supply Mach 1 chassis number 13. He'll roll from 5th. From 6th, it'll be Tom Harris. Harris out of Banbury, Oxfordshire, United Kingdom. The Skegness Raceway Claxton Maxim chassis. Project 12 Spray Coatings number 84. The 97 UK set to go from 7th in the KB Transport Solutions Skyboiler Powered Maxim chassis, Kirky Seats. Sheldon Crane hire number 97 UK. That'll be Ryan Harrison. And from the 8th starting spot, Bill Rose. Rose coming to us out of Plainfield, Indiana. The Steve Butler Yacht Charters, Massive Valley Transportation, Gressman Sled Chassis, Willwood Kaiser Aluminum Racing Wheels number 6R. And your final starter is slated to be Mike Hagenbottom at Levittown, Pennsylvania. The Tin Hoagie Customs DMY Performance Maxim Chassis, Valco Wheels, Kreider Manufacturing number 51. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for your 5-star bodies semi-feature event. Cars pace around the Speedway. Let's check in with Drake York.
Off the front row in this one in that 21K machine, and it's been an interesting trip so far for Kobe Simpson and crew. Just before they were ready to come out here to this great state of Florida to contest with Winter Dirt Games presented by Yokohama Tire, they ran into a few issues. When rebuilding their motor, they realized that they were going to need some additional help from the motor builder. They needed some new parts underneath the hood of that machine. Unfortunately for them, there was a back order on parts, so they had to wait till about the last possible moment to really button up that engine and get it ready to go for Winter Dirt Games. As a matter of fact, the day they left for Florida, they were on the engine dyno till 2 a.m., loaded the car straight up out of the dyno, into the trailer, straight down here to Florida. They made it to practice at Volusia Speedway just a few days ago in competition here for Winter Dirt Games. And Kobe Simpson put together pretty strong Winter Dirt Games last year, made almost every single feature event. Kobe told me this year they want to improve on that a little bit. So far, not exactly the Winter Dirt Games they were hoping for, but just glad to see the Texas driver make it out here despite all those last-minute issues.
Thank you very much. Yeah, great to see him make his way out here. And following our semi-feature event, getting word there will be track work. Before we go into the last chance showdowns for the DIRTCar Super Late models. So again, expect a track work following this 5-star body semi-feature event. That just means you'll have time to go down to the midway and check out all the great offerings down there. Driver and series apparel. Not only can you get all of the size, colors, and designs at the USAC merchandise trailer, of course, a limited run of Winter Dirt Games apparel available down there. Cale Coons, Jaden Rogers, Brady Bacon, Kevin Thomas Jr., CJ Leary, Jake Swanson, Robert Ballou, Tom Harris, Chase Stockton, Kyle Cummins, Briggs Danner, all that apparel available up here in the midway. Of course, Volusia Speedway Park official merchandise, DIRTCar official merchandise. A lot of late model drivers in the field also with their merchandise trailers set up here behind the grandstands. Make sure and shop while you can. In the meantime, racing action set to continue here as they make their way through turns 3 and 4 to the NOS Energy Start Can 5-star body semi-feature event. Goes to green. Top 6 where you need to be to race your way into the show. Outside line going to work to the advantage of the 6 of Logan Calderwood. He will lead the field onto the back straightaways. They work into turns 3 and 4. Driver working the inside line. Now slides it up into the middle groove for that second spot. That will be the 5 of Gunnar Setzer. Setzer in the 5, picking up one spot here in the opening lap. The 63 of Cale Coons chasing now the 21. Kobe Simpson, your pole sitter, has gotten shuffled back to the 4 spot, trying to get his way back into the show position here as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. Way high into turns 3 and 4. Thought that car was going to step out from underneath him for a second, able to hold on to it. And in the meantime, does hold off the 13 of Chase Howard. Tom Harris in the meantime sitting in the final transfer spot. Ryan Harrison, who debuted with the USAC National Sprint Cars last night, trying to race his way back into the show here. Made the A feature one night ago. Works to the inside of his fellow Briska F1 stock car champion here. Battle for the final transfer spot. And it's between the Brits here as they make their way into turns 1 and 2. That time, Ryan Harrison by .020 had the advantage on the outside. Tom Harris going to work by him. Gets a couple of car links here as they work into turns 3 and 4. Harris up to the outside, Harrison down to the bottom. Now Tom trying to get a little bit of insurance here as they come around to the front straightaway. Works by the 21 of Kobe Simpson. So it's Harris up in the 5th, Kobe Simpson back to 6th, Harrison running in 7th, Bill Rose, Mike Hagenbottom right now running out your running order up front, trying to reel in your leader. Here comes Gunnar Setzer. Here work to the inside of Logan Calderwood, slips off of the bottom of the speedway. That car out in no man's land, has to wait on it in a big way here. That allows the MP Environmental number 6 to get right back and run away from him. Brings it back out to a half a second as they come to the cross flags. 5 in, 5 to go. It's Calderwood, Setzer, Coons, Howard, Harris, Simpson still sitting in transfer spots. Harrison, Rose, and Hagenbottom still running out your running order. As Harrison has switched tactics from the bottom, he's gone to the high side of the speedway, trying to get back up into contention for a transfer spot. But the distance between him and Kobe Simpson right now sitting at 1.382 seconds. As Tom Harris, in the meantime, continues to work the high side of the speedway, trying to get a few more spots up front. Battle for the lead shaping up once again. Gunnar Setzer one more time, not able to stick all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He slides it up in the middle of 4, and you see the back end of the car just raise up as he has to wait for the rear tires to get back underneath him. Good run onto the back straightaway, likewise for Calderwood. They'll maintain equal distance this time into turns 3 and 4. Change of line for the 5G. He's going to go to the outside. Calderwood's going to stick down to the bottom. Coming around this time. Next time it'll be white flag flying. Getting back up within a couple of car links here as they bolt onto the back straightaway. Calderwood going to put a couple of car links back between himself and Setzer. Setzer may have found some on the high side to his liking here as they come around. A white flag in the air. As that's going on, Cale Coons slowly inching his way up closer to those top 2 drivers. He rides in that 3rd spot. Brings it right off of the wall there at the exit, turn number 2. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. He'll try to get one more position here as Logan Calderwood makes his way off of turn number 4. Checkered flag will fly, and he'll get the job done here in your 5-star body semi-feature event. The drag race for second. Cale Coons will get it at the line by 0.049 seconds over Gunnar Setzer, Chase Howard, Tom Harris, and Kobe Simpson. Unofficially moving on into your feature event. Bill Rose, Ryan Harrison, and Mike Hagenbottom unofficially rounding out your field. Their night coming to a close. So the drivers moving on unofficially. Kobe Simpson in 6th, Tom Harris in 5th, Chase Howard in 4th, Gunnar Setzer in 3rd, Cale Coons in 2nd. And your winner comes to you out of Goodyear, Arizona, the MP Environmental One-Way Triple X Chassis, CKW Design number 6. Race fans, give him a hand, Logan Calderwood. Calderwood able to pick up the win here in your 5-star body semi-feature event. With that, we will have track work getting ready to get underway here before we go into our DIRTCar Super Late Model Last Chance Showdowns. So again, time to go get yourself something to eat and something to drink. Visit the Midway. Check out all the driver merchandise, series merchandise. If you are enjoying an adult beverage here this evening, we remind you to please do so responsibly. There is no excuse for getting behind the wheel inebriated, and that just invites trouble. So make sure you have somebody who is sober that can get you home. Even if you're making your way across the campgrounds, please do so safely. Have somebody to help you get there, as we want to see you throughout the rest of the week, whether you stay here for the conclusion of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar Nationals or you follow us over to Ocala for the next few nights of Winter Dirt Games all the way through Saturday. We want you there live, and we want you there healthy.
Absolutely. For those of you watching around the world on Dirt Vision right now, we will send you to a commercial break. We'll be back shortly. As Brian said, a little track work going on before the Last Chance Showdowns.
If dirt was a paycheck, we'd all be leaving here rich tonight. Until that happens, it pays to use Tubba Towels heavy-duty cleaning wipes. At the track, in the garage, or at home, Tubba Towels is tough on dirt, easy on hands, and made in the USA. Tubba Towels, the world's hardest working wipe. Available at all major automotive and hardware retail stores.
Looking for a refreshing change? Say goodbye to sluggish performance and reach for the one that won't slow you down.
That's crisp.
Experience the force of clean, pure oil coursing through your engine. No matter what you drive, Wix Filters is the clear choice. Here's to filtration that works as hard as you do. Wix Premium Filters. Performance starts here.
Deep in the world of dirt racing lies a mind that refuses to rest. A team obsessed with innovation, precision, and the relentless hunt for speed. A brand new product line built through a partnership with one of the most respected names in high-performance suspension. Öhlins doesn't simply participate in racing. Racing is their core. Öhlins Shocks, available exclusively through Longhorn Dynamics.
New to Toyota Gazoo Racing, there are a lot of unofficial rules. Rules like only pass cars on the left. Don't drive on the grass. When you win, be humble. And you know what they say, rules are made to be broken. You in?
Raw horsepower, built on dirt. This is the world of outlaws.
Let's rock and roll with the world of outlaws.
coming to Hendry County Motorsports Park, presented by the Hendry County Tourist Development Council.
Welcome back to those of you watching around the world on Dirt Vision. As we told you right before we went to that break, track prep ongoing prior to the Last Chance Showdowns. We will have 3 Last Chance Showdowns, 10 laps apiece. Top 2 will transfer into the main event. They're working the tillers, they're working the water wagon. They've got a bunch of track prep equipment going on around Volusia Speedway Park here. We'll have 3 Last Chance Showdowns and 2 features yet to come to wrap up this Tuesday night of the 55th Annual Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. Tomorrow, we've talked about this already, but the Dirt Car late models will be right back here in action. A little bit different format tomorrow for the late models. They will qualify and then be split into 3 different features. So the late models tomorrow night will not run heat races or Last Chance Showdown. They'll be split into features only. So you get to see 3 late model features tomorrow night. And then, of course, the Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds will kick off 2026 here tomorrow. They will run 4 consecutive nights here at Volusia Speedway Park. And again, outstanding weather forecast here for the next few days. Tomorrow, supposed to be the warmest of the week. Should be an outstanding day, so come on out early. Enjoy the midway, food, vendors, all that stuff. Maybe stroll through the pit area, whatever you wish to do here at Volusia. But big blocks replace the USAC sprint cars starting tomorrow. Late models will continue all week long. Once again, trying to wrap up track prep. We mentioned it was going to take a little bit here. They want to get that racetrack ready to go. A couple, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Nick Hoffman mentioned starting to put a little bit of rubber down. So we want to make sure we've got that thing ready to go for features action a little bit later on. Now, if you want to check out the feature highlights from last night's Dirt Car Late Model main event, it was a good one. Sit back and enjoy it. Brandon Overton, Cade Dillard, ready to bring us to green off turn number 4. The Monday night portion of the Dirt Car Nationals is green. Green flags in the air. It'll be Overton from the inside of the front row. Dillard going to use that high side momentum and try to roll up alongside of the 76. Cody Overton, Nick Hoffman, both right there as well. Down the front straight away. Let's see who leads the opening lap off turn number 4. Dillard with a head of steam off turn number 4. Lap number 1 goes. It's a dead heat at the line. Dillard officially your race leader by .006. A little bit of sparking going off down the back straight away from the right rear of the 97. Overton going to fight back down to his inside. Good battle up front. Dillard on the high side. Brandon Overton will take right back the lead by half a car length in 76. Overton down around the inside. Nick Hoffman getting a racy with the leaders as well. Here comes the 9. Overton to the bottom, Dillard to the top, Hoffman there, Cody Overton and Tyler Erb right now rounding out the top 5. Down the front straight away, the bottom a little bit better off turn number 4. Brandon Overton going to try to stretch it here in 76. Again, Overton, Dillard, Hoffman. Hoffman now going to pounce on that 97. Really good drive down the back straight away for the 9. Nick Hoffman going to flash to the inside of the 97. He'll take that second spot away. Off turn number 4, give P2 to Nick Hoffman. Cade Dillard still sits third. Let's keep an eye on this battle for 4th as well. Tyler Erb now to the outside of the 97 of Cody Overton. They'll run side by side for 4th and 5th. Drake Troutman now to the outside of Max Blair, side by side for 6th and 7th. Meanwhile, the top 2 driving away around the bottom. Overton, Hoffman, and now Dillard. That'll be your top 3 early here in this one. 5:4:20 to go. 4th continues to be Cody Overton. 5th still Tyler Erb. 6th is Drake Troutman. 7th is Max Blair. Bobby Pierce is 8th. Tyler Bruning and Devin Moran rounding out the top 10 right now. Still pretty early here. Scoring lap 6 of 25. Brandon Overton, 1.786 seconds. It's your race leader right now over Nick Hoffman. Then again, it'll be Dillard, Cody Overton, and Tyler Erb. Here comes Drake Troutman. Troutman going to look to the outside of the 1 car of Erb. Bobby Pierce now to the outside of the 111 of Max Blair. A couple good side-by-side battles for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th right there. Tyler Bruning back around the 99 of Devin Moran, still sitting inside the top 10. Top 2 have driven away. You're not missing anything there. Best battles out there are for 3rd and 4th and about 6th and 7th here. Kane Dillard still 3rd. The 297 cars will battle. Cody Overton trying to work back around him. Kane around the bottom of the black and red 97. Cody Overton around the top. Now he'll switch lanes. That's the white, black, and fluorescent yellow 97. Side by side of the 3rd spot down the back stretch. Give it to Cody Overton. Right outside of the top 5, they were nearly 3 wide a lap ago. Max Blair, Tyler Erb, and Bobby Pearson, a really good battle. Brandon Overton's driven away. A couple of seconds on Nick Hoffman. Then it's Cody Overton, Kate Dillard, and Drake Troutman. Max Blair is 6th. 7th is Tyler Erb. 8th, Bobby Pierce. 9th, Devin Moran. Tyler Bruning is 10th. Dennis Erb Jr. just outside of the top 10, running 11th. Ryan Gustin to his outside. So those 2 battle to try to get inside the top 10. Meanwhile, Brandon Overton can see the back of the field now, and they are running side by side for position in front of him. Couple laps from halfway and a couple laps from lap traffic. Brandon Overton will flash by the start-finish line. 11 scored of this 25 lapper. Still Overton, Hoffman, Overton, Dillard, Blair. Troutman trying to work back by Max Blair. Blair really good around the bottom in that 111. He has taken that 5th spot back away, and he's going to try to go for more. Max Blair now to the inside of the 97 at Kate Dillard again. That's for 4th. Max Blair is rolling. We got Chris Madden off the pace, and the yellows coming out. First caution of this feature right at the halfway point. Opening night winner of Sunshine Nationals, Chris Madden off the pace. Caution lights are out as we get ready to come back to green. 12 scored, 13 to go. So far, so good for big, sexy Brandon Overton as he'll lead us back to green in 76. Green flag back out one more time. Nick Hoffman, a really good restart. Hoffman right to the inside. Nick had to jam the brakes. He was about to get into the left rear of the 76. He'll slide up the hill, and Cody Overton now going to roll by to the 2nd spot. Cody now to 2nd. Hoffman going to try to fire back to the inside and take that position back away. Here comes Hoffman again in 9. Keep an eye on this battle for 4th as well. Tyler Erb to the inside now with a 111 of Max Blair. Give Turbo P4. Tyler Erb to 4th. Max Blair is 5th. Drake Troutman, and how about Devin Moran? Moran now to the 7th spot, trying to get to 6th, maybe to 5th. Brandon Overton again continues to lead his brother Cody Overton, giving chase in 97. Nick Hoffman, Tyler Erb, and the 111 of Max Blair continue to run on through 5. Drake Troutman committed to that cushion up there. Devin Moran peeking to his inside now in the 99. Again, that's for 6th and 7th. Ryan Gustin is up to 8th. Bobby Pierce is 9th, and Brandon Shepard inside the top 10 right now with a 1 car. 15 scored, 10 to go. 10 laps remaining in this one on the opening night of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar Nationals Late Model Week. Again, it's Brandon Overton, Cody Overton, Nick Hoffman, Tyler Erb, Max Blair, Drake Troutman, Devin Moran. Great 4-car battle. That is for 4th, 5th, and 6th right there. Ryan Gustin, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Shepard continue to run in the top 10. Keeping an eye on this battle for 3rd. Tyler Erb now to the back bumper of the 9 of Nick Hoffman. Soon to be a 4, maybe 5-car battle for 3rd here as Brandon and Cody, the Overton brothers, continue to stretch it. Caution lights blinking on for the 2nd time here. Let's see what the situation is. It might be for Kate Dillard as he is slow down the front stretch. I'm not sure if that's why the yellow flew or not, but he is rolling slowly around the outside in turn number 2 right now. Down the back stretch, caution lights are out. DIRTCar double file restart coming back to the start zone on the bottom of turn number 4. Brandon Overton will lead us back to green. 17 of 25 are in the books. Green flag back out one more time. Nick Hoffman again will fire off really well down around the bottom. He's going to get up alongside that 76. Not quite enough. Down the backstretch, Cody Overton going to use the outside. Devin Moran, a great restart of the 99. Here comes Moran. Devin Moran into the top 5 all of a sudden. Moran, remember, started 12th. He is trying to get to 4th here off turn number 40. Will. It'll continue to be Brandon Overton, now Nick Hoffman and Cody Overton side by side. There goes Cody. Cody again will drive it in deep. He'll take that second spot back away. Devin Moran, and they don't know he's there. Here comes Moran around the bottom in the 99. He'll flash to the inside of the 9 of Hoffman. He'll get to third. Devin Moran trying to get 2 for 1 off turn number 4. Moran into that third spot of the 99, trying to get to the inside of Cody Overton and break up that Overton brother 1-2. Devin Moran, Cody Overton side by side. Devin Moran's the fastest car on the racetrack right now by the naked eye. Can he get to Brandon though? Brandon's already out there by 1.3 seconds with just 5 to go. 20 scored, 5 to go. Brandon Overton, Devin Moran, Cody Overton will drive it right back in to the inside of the 99. He'll take that second spot back away. It'll be Cody Overton second. Devin Moran third. Nick Hoffman has just given up the 4th spot to Max Blair. Blair into 4th. Hoffman is 5th. Down the front stretch, Brandon Overton's got this thing rolling up front. Another car to keep an eye on, Hudson O'Neal, all of a sudden from inside of row number 9. He's up to about the 8th spot right now and looking for more. Hudson O'Neal, Bobby Pierce, and Tyler Erb in a good 3-car battle. Hard to not watch that battle for second, though, as Devin Moran to the back bumper of the 97 and Cody Overton with just 4 to go, now 3 to go. 22 scored, 3 to go. 2.4 seconds for Brandon Overton out front. Cody Overton back to second, and it's Devin Moran, Max Blair, Nick Hoffman, Bobby Pierce is 6th, Hudson O'Neal 7th, Tyler Erb, Tyler Bruning, and Drake Troutman right now trying to hold off Tim McCready and Dennis Erb Jr. for a top 5 run. 23 scored, just 2 to go. Brandon Overton ready to work off turn number 4. Dave Farney's white flag is in the air one more time around Volusia for Brandon Overton in 76. Down the back straightaway will continue to race. Overton by 3 seconds. The last time by Moran and Cody Overton side by side with the runner-up spot. Off turn number 4, your Monday night DIRTCar Nationals winners, Brandon Overton in 76.
Raw horsepower, built on dirt. This is the world of outlaws.
Let's rock and roll with the world of outlaws.
Coming to Henry County Motorsports Park, presented by the Henry County Tourist Development Council.
New to Toyota Gazoo Racing, there are a lot of unofficial rules. Rules like only pass cars on the left. Don't drive on the grass. When you win, be humble. You know what they say, rules are made to be broken. You in?
If dirt was a paycheck, we'd all be leaving here rich tonight. Until that happens, it pays to use Tub-A-Towel's heavy-duty cleaning wipes. At the track, in the garage, or at home, Tub-A-Towels is tough on dirt, easy on hands, and made in the USA. Tub-A-Towels, the world's hardest working wipe. Available at all major automotive and hardware retail stores.
Racing is tough. It's not a sport for the weak, and the winning desire has to flow through your veins. Established in 1993 and only stocking top-rated manufacturers is why BR Motorsports is your one-stop shop when it comes to your sprint car and midget needs. Call us today at 1-800-328-3333 and talk to racers to get the right parts you need when you need them. BR Motorsports, the leaders in sprint car parts technology.
This copyrighted Dirt Vision broadcast may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or distributed in any form without World Racing Group's written consent. Copyright infringement is a federal crime.
Good job, everybody. Some pretty good air guitars right there. Thank you for participating in that. Good work down there. Certainly appreciate that. Welcome back to those of you watching on Dirt Vision. We are still under track prep break here. They're getting pretty close, though. The Last Chance Showdown cars for the late models should be ready to roll here in just a few moments. A little more track prep to go, and then once we are ready, we'll run those 3 Last Chance Showdowns and the 2 main events to round out racing action here on this Tuesday night at Volusia Speedway Park. So as track prep on goes here around Volusia Speedway Park, Ashton has caught up with some of our late model competitors in the pit area.
Yeah, we found a few drivers down here looking at the racetrack as prep's getting done. Devin Moran and Nick Hoffman. First off, I wanted to talk about y'all's heat alone. What went through your mind when you saw the lineup for that heat?
Yeah, it was a tough one for sure, but I just told him, I was like, just trying to get clear of Brandon so I could get the hell away from him because I knew he was on a harder tire and he was going to be trucking along there towards the end of the race. So obviously it panned out for him, was able to, pass some cars. But for me, I had to get the lead and try and control it a little bit and save my stuff. But yeah, that was a tough one, especially when you got Turbo lining up right behind you. You don't know what's coming into turn 1 and everybody's going to be pretty aggressive. So it worked out for the best for me. But yeah, we were just talking, we don't really know what the hell to do now.
Did he just reveal your speed secret that the harder tire option might be what's working for this 99?
No, because last night it was the exact opposite. So, yeah, I don't know. Just a curveball in the track prep tonight. Just didn't have much moisture in it. But they're working on that right now. But, yeah, all in all, good start to the year. Just hopefully we can start a little further up front one of these nights and give ourselves a better chance.
Yeah, you're starting the same position that you did yesterday. How's the mindset different? Do you feel better, more comfortable in the race car here tonight?
I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know what the track's going to give us. If it's like it was in that last heat, it's going to be really, really, really tough to get up through there. It started picking up some rubber. So we'll watch these conches and watch a little bit of the sprint car race and see what it looks like and, yeah, just make a tire decision from there.
One more question for you, Nick, here. Obviously, you've been here, you've been watching the modifieds, and you've probably seen the most out of Volusia Speedway Park in the past few weeks out of everybody on property. What do you think we should expect going into this feature out of the racetrack?
Yeah, we haven't had this issue all the last 2 weeks, really. So last week you were, pretty stupid if you put a hard tire on. If you put a hard tire on, you were going bawerds in a hurry. But tonight, with the tire wear we've seen, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's totally opposite from what we've seen the last 2 weeks. So we were just all 3 of us kind of talking about about, flipping a quarter or what, tire compound to put on each corner, because it's going to take a different combination tonight. So I feel like it's going to be a guessing game. You're going to see a lot of different guys on different stuff, I feel like, especially depending on where you start. If you're starting pretty close to that front, you don't gamble as much. And, these guys like me, even starting 6th, you got to gamble a little bit and then further back. So it's going to be interesting for sure. They're trying to work on it a little bit, but I still could see it, getting pretty slick. I don't know if we'll see it rubber quite as much again, but it ain't going to take much to get back to that state.
There you go. Nick Hoffman, Devin Moran catching up about track pep back here. And Chris, that's something interesting to note here for tonight. A lot of unknowns with what's going on the racetrack right now. Like Nick just said, we haven't seen this out of Volusia Speedway Park yet so far here at DIRTCar Nationals. So it'll be interesting to see how tires play into this one tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's interesting to see what those guys are thinking right now. They both said it. They've kind of just got to wait and see what the racetrack does here over the next couple last chance showdowns. And then, of course, that 30-lap sprint car feature is before the late models as well. So a little bit of time here for these guys to kind of survey the racetrack, see what they think it's going to do, and make that tire choice when they're ready. So as track prep continues on, those of you watching around the world on Dirt Vision, we're going to show you some highlights from last year's Super DIRTCar Series races here at Volusia Speedway Park.
The Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace Truck takes the hard left-hand turn into the infield. Ladies and gentlemen, a shower of big block power gonna send one final shockwave through the Sunshine State. It's the final night of DIRTCar Nationals, and we're green at Volusia. Up into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Lightning looking to strike as Larry White will take the race lead down the back straightaway. Side-by-side battle for the runner-up spot as Rick Laubach and Jack Lehner are going to duel it out off turn number 3 and 4. White will come by to click off lap number 1 as your race leader as they work into turn number 1 and 2. Laubach going to nose out ahead of the number 2 car as they head down the back straightaway. That'll relegate Lehner back to 3rd. Matt Williamson 4th. Stuart Friesen rounding out your top 5 as Jimmy Phelps tries to work on the outside of the 84F. He's not going to get there, though, as Friesen sits in that number 5 spot here in the first 2 laps of this feature. Drivers running the top side here in the early going. Larry White, that FX Caprera Honda car. You got the last 2 winners. Peter Britton already starting to work his way up through the field, trying to battle with Alex Jankowski. Britton comes into this one 10 points behind Jankowski in the Gator standings. He's going to pick up 2 on him right there as he works into turn number 1 and 2. Field continuing to battle here in the early stages. Again, 50 laps the distance, 20 more laps than we've seen throughout this entire week at DIRTCar Nationals. It's going to make things a little bit interesting. Battle for the number 2 spot starting to shape up once again as Jack Lehner trying to find the inside lane, lifting up the left front through turn number 1 and 2 just a little bit, trying to get by Rick Laubach, but Laubach's been strong to the challenge here in the early going as he holds on to that runner-up position. Lehner with a good drive to the inside, but Laubach on the outside lane having just enough here as the first 5 laps go up on the board. 45 to remain here in this feature event. Larry White led them all so far in this feature event as Billy Pouch Jr. and Peter Britton battling for it. Peter Britton, a man on the move here in the early going, already getting by Alex Jankowski. He's sneaking by Billy Pouch Jr. on the outside lane now as he rolls up into turn number 1 and 2. Britton continuing to see his pace work. He's up to the number 9 spot now. And Britton, who started back in 12th, already picking up 3 cars in the early going. Pouch going to slide him back off turn number 4. Here's Britton back to the inside lane as they go up into turn number 1 and 2. Britton gets caught a little too high, gets into the wall, and will lose 3 spots off the corner. So Peter Britton, with all that momentum right away, gets into the wall. And now you see him battling with Darren Smith toward the back of the field. Alex Payne in there as well, along with Loudon Reimert and Matt Shepard. Back toward the front, this is the battle for the lead. Larry White still has the advantage. It was 0.6 of a second that last time over Rick Laubach as they come down into turn number 3 and 4. Top 4 starting to break away from the field a little bit. You got to go back a little bit of ways to find Stuart Friesen as Matt Williamson takes a dig to the inside of Jack Lehner for the number 3 spot. But we'll hit the 1/5 mark of this feature event next time by. It'll be 10 and 40 to go for Larry White. And don't look now, Rick Laubach is starting to catch the 99L off turn number 3 and 4. Laubach closing into about 4 car lengths as White about to hit lap traffic. He's got Danny Creedon in front of him as they go off turn number 2. About 4 car lengths separating the top 2 as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Laubach right there. 2-car battle for the number 3 spot as Matt Williamson starting to work his way up to the inside lane. Williamson gonna dive under the number 2 car. He'll try to slide him through turn number 1 and 2. He gets the momentum. Matt Williamson up to the number 3 spot as he sneaks by Jack Lehner. Lehner trying to come right back on the bottom. We'll see if the Ninja can make his way through. Not going to do it. And Williamson quickly starting to catch the 16X car of Danny Creedon and Rick Laubach in front of him as the 20 struggles to get by Creedon off turn number 2. He'll clear him, and that's going to send Jack Lehner a little bit of daylight as he starts to close right back in on Williamson down into turn number 3 and 4. 12 laps complete, 38 to go in this feature event. Make it 13 this time by as Larry White heads by the flag stand. You see Matt Williamson trying to clear the 16X off the corner, but it's all Larry White. Rick Laubach, though, keeping pace as he's going to clear Corbin Miller going into turn number 3 and 4. Laubach on the top side, going to swing it toward the middle in turn number 3 and 4. About 4 car lengths separating your top 2. As the track slicks up just a little bit more, expect that to happen here in the next 35 laps as they roll down the back straightaway. Laubach doing everything to stay with them as they head down into 3 and 4. These 2 drivers at the front have 1 Gators in the pass. You see Eric Rudolph working his way past Justin Ayers. That's for position number 6. Meanwhile, Cargan is slow on the front stretch. That's going to bring yellow out on the speedway as the 11 of Matt Caprera slows, and we'll get our first caution of this feature event. 15 in, 35 remain, just as Rick Laubach had a really good look at Larry White. 99L of Larry White going to bring him down into turn number 3 and 4. He will fire green flag back out on the speedway. 35 laps to go in this feature event. White goes back to the top. He'll reclaim the position. Eric Rudolph on the outside now looking to make a strong move. He does. He'll go to the number 4 spot, getting by Matt Williamson. Billy Pouch gets caught way up on the top side. He's going to lose a number of positions as you watch Eric Rudolph go to spot number 3 as Rudolph with a really good restart. Meanwhile, Rick Laubach staying right on the tail of Larry White down the back straightaway. The top 2 continuing their battle as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. The 20 car locks it down on the bottom, but White gets away on exit of the corner again as they put lap number 17 up on the board this time by. It's still White your leader, Laubach second, Eric Rudolph holding on to third. Fourth now is Jack Lehner. Stuart Friesen going to get by the 88 car and take over the 5th spot once again as they head through the corner. Friesen gets a little too high that time. That allows Williamson to come right back on the bottom as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. We'll see if Williamson can slide. Friesen pushes him up the banking a little bit, but Friesen able to keep his foot in it. He'll hold on to the position for the time being. Williamson dives back underneath him down into turn number 3 and 4. A really good 2-car battle. And hey, you can never go wrong when you got Friesen, Williamson, and Shepard back to back to back. 3 Titans in dirt modified racing right together as they roll off a turn number 2 this time. Friesen already in the midst of a 3-win season here in 2025 in big block modified action, holding on. But now we got a battle for the number 2 spot starting to shape up as Eric Rudolph is hard charging toward the front of the field as he's right on the back bumper of Rick Laubach. Rudolph started back in spot number 11, and it's only taken him 20 laps to get to the number 3 spot. He's continuing to work his way down up turn number 3 and 4 and tries to close in on Laubach here with 22 going up on the board this time. Rick Laubach, your second place runner, rather. Still trying to not let Larry White out of his clutches, but he's got to deal with Eric Rudolph as they head down the back straightaway as well. They'll bring him off at turn number 4 this time. Now it'll be 22 up on the board. 28 remaining in this feature event as Rudolph took a swing to the inside of Laubach off turn number 2 that time, not able to do it. Run through the top 10. Right now it's White your leader, Laubach second, Eric Rudolph in third, trying to make a move to the outside. Jack Lehner sits 4th, Friesen is 5th. 6th is Matt Williamson, 7th Matt Shepard, 8th is Alex Payne up into the top 10 from spot number 15. 9th Darren Smith and Billy Pouch Jr. trying to recrack the top 10, but it's Justin Ayers who has the spot right now. Top 3 battle right together, throw a blanket over them as they come down the front straightaway. 24 on the board. Here's Rudolph going to try to slide Laubach up into turn number 2. Rudy going to take the position as Eric Rudolph goes to the number 2 spot. He's got 9 podiums here at Volusia Speedway Park, but never a Gator. Right now as they come to the halfway sign, he'll cross back to the bottom. New race leader, it's Eric Rudolph. Rudolph from outside to underneath. Larry White takes the number 1 spot away off of turn number 2. A man on a mission here with 25 laps to go. The 99L of Larry White trying to gather it back up off the corner as we click down the laps just past the halfway point. Rudolph up at the front. The 99L of White still in second. Third is Rick Laubach. Fourth. Right now, the 2 of Jack Lehner, and rounding out your top 5 is Stuart Friesen, but he's going to have to deal with Matt Williamson down into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson going to slide up in front of him as you're watching Larry White. There's Matt Williamson making the move, and Friesen got caught a little bit too high. He's going to lose not 1, not 2, but 3 positions as Shepard and Payne going to get by him as well. So Stuart Friesen dropping all the way back to the number 8 spot after that miscue in turn number 3 and 4, and that's going to move the 88 of Matt Williamson back into the top 5. Eric Rudolph back in lap traffic that last time by for the 25 car. A 7/10 of a second lead over Larry White, and he's opening it up a little bit more, but he's going to have to deal with lap traffic as we come by this time to put lap number 29 up on the flag stand. 21 laps to go for Rudolph, still leading this one, but cars right ahead of him, and this may be the chance for Larry White to try to close the gap before it's all said and done. Matt Shepard looking to crack the top 5 as he rides on the outside lane, trying to find his way around Matt Williamson and Jack Lehner as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson on the bottom looking for the 4 spot as they come down, but here's Shepard looking for 5th. Great 3-car battle continues as they head down into turn number 1 and 2 once again. Rudolph still at the front. Here's a 3-wide battle into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson gonna split the middle. He'll grab 4th away. Shepard gonna follow and take the number 5 spot. And Jack Lehner is gonna be the one that gets shuffled out back to 6th. And he may not be done as here comes the 70A of Alex Payne right behind him. A great 4-car battle, 20 laps to go as Eric Rudolph comes by this time. He'll put 32 on the board, make that 18 laps to go as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. Eric Rudolph having no trouble through lap traffic as he looks for his 10th career Super DIRTCar Series win as he rolls down into turn number 3 and 4. Now he's going to have to try to split the middle off the corner. 3 wide for just a second. Easily get by Payne. He'll slide up in front of McGannon, and that's going to put some distance between himself and Larry White as they head down the back straightaway. White still in the clutches of Rick Laubach as they fight for position. That's your top 3. Matt Williamson 4th, Matt Shepard in 5th as we start to run to the final 15 laps of this feature event. 34 in, 16 to go. That this time by, it'll be 15 next time as Eric Rudolph with a full straightaway advantage over Larry White as he continues to roll through traffic. Shepard and Williamson now battling for the number 4 spot as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson up high, Shepard about a half a lane lower on entry, the same spot on exit. Look to battle for position as you see the 88 enters low and slides high. Shepard trying to ride his momentum around the outside lane, but it's Williamson that's held onto the spot, and Alex Payne behind them has cleared Jack Lehner. He'll move into that number 6 spot as they bring him down through turn number 3 and 4 this time. Lehner tries to fight back in the inside lane, not going to do it though, as Alex Payne up into spot number 6 with Eric Rudolph continuing to lead. Now you got both 84 wide cars going at it down the front straightaway as well. Or rather, the back straightaway is Alex Jankowski up on the top side trying to get by Stuart Friesen as they come down the front straightaway. That's going to be for spot number 9. Stewie still holding on to the number 9 spot, but Jankowski right there in 10th as the battle for second starts to close up. Rick Laubach trying to close the gap in on the number 99 machine, and he's been right looking at Larry White's back bumper for almost the entire race here tonight. But the 99 has been too strong in that number 2 spot. The only car a little bit better is Eric Rudolph, who started back in spot number 11. Rudolph working his way down into turn number 1 and 2 once again. 39 on the board. It'll be 10 to go next time by for the driver of the High Mark Blue Cross Blue Shield, Sterling Lubricants, Tim Hortons, car number 25 machine. This time off by turn number 3 and 4. He'll get 10 fingers in the air from Dave Barney. 40 are in, 10 remain for Eric Rudolph, who's 10 laps away from scoring his first DIRTCar Nationals victory. Battle for the number 5 spot starting to shape up as Alex Payne starting to work on Matt Shepard for position as they go through turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. It's all Eric Rudolph in front. Here's the 9 car trying to hold on as Alex Payne stays right with him on the top of the racing surface off turn number 4. About 4 car lanes separating them as they both try to go around Amy Holland on the top side. Alex Payne not afraid to go all the way up there as he's going to follow Shepard's tracks off turn number 2 and down the back straightaway, but Shepard holding on to that number 5 spot. Keeping an eye on the battle for second once again. Rick Laubach still trying to close in on Larry White. Laubach looking for a podium finish here in that Beacon Building Products car number 20 machine. And by the way, Eric Rudolph is gone. Almost a half a track lead between those two, right now Rudolph and White. As you keep an eye on the battle for 5th, that time Alex Payne tries to cross down to the middle and grab his momentum, but Matt Shepard holding on to spot number 5. Meanwhile, cars slowing in turn number...
Here's your starting lineup for the opening last chance showdown of the night. Again, 10 laps in distance, top 2, and 2 only will transfer. It'll be Drake Troutman, driver out of Hindman, Pennsylvania in the 22 on the inside of the front row, and Cade Dillard to his outside out of Rubeline, Louisiana in 97. Road to inside will be Jackson Hayes. He's out of Ocala, Florida in that 388, and Tyler Bruning will start 4th out of Decorah, Iowa in 16. Row 3 inside will be Austin Smith. He's out of Cedartown, Georgia in the 11 car, and Michael Leach will start 6th. He's out of Sun River, Montana in 09. Row 4 inside will be Dustin Sorensen. He's out of Rochester, Minnesota in that 19 car. And Tristan Chamberlain out of Richmond, Indiana will start 8th in 20 TC. Row 5 inside will be Matthew Larson. Jake Tim will roll off inside of row 6 in the 49. He'll start 11th. He's out of Winona, Minnesota. Kyle Strickler scheduled to go to his outside. Looks like Kyle might be a scratch, and Reed Millard will be your final starter in this one. Reed's out of Jefferson City, Missouri in the 14. So it looks like we've got 12 of them. We'll let them buzz the racetrack a lap or 2. Make sure everything is good to go and ready to rock and roll here for last chance showdown number 1. Working to roll this racetrack in, trying to get it in good raceable shape here so we can run these 3 last chance showdowns. Couple laps around this place, we'll be ready to go. We'll let them buzz it up. Obviously a freshly tilled, watered, and packed in Volusia Speedway Park. We'll take a couple of laps here to get everybody ready to go for last chance showdown number 1. Drivers continuing to just widen out this racetrack. Again, only 2 transfer from these last chance showdowns, so these are obviously very important events. Want to make sure the racetrack is as good as it can be as we get set to go green here in the first of 3. few more laps around, and we'll be ready to line them back up. As we mentioned, no Kyle Strickler, damage to the left rear of that 8 car in heat race action, so Strickler will not make the call. Twelve cars will go 10 times around as soon as race control believes the racetrack is in good raceable ready shape. Again, it'll be Drake Troutman and Kate Dillard in the front row. Dillard, a heat race winner last night. Gonna have to try to roll through a last chance showdown here tonight. Jackson Hayes took the final transfer spot in a last chance showdown on the last lap last night. He's in a similar situation right now, so he'll start third. Tyler Bruning, Austin Smith, Michael Leach, the top 6 starters, and it's Dustin Sorensen, Tristan Chamberlain, Todd Morrow, Jake Tim, Matthew Larson, and Reed Millard. Three 10-lappers here, and then a couple of features to wrap up racing action here tonight. We're getting there. It takes a couple of minutes to get this thing race ready. You can see lap times definitely improving here. Drivers able to stay on the gas a little bit longer throughout the turns. Again, it'll be Drake Troutman in the 22 and Kate Dillard in the 97. They will be the 2 that will lead us to green. Troutman's going to roll to a halt, talk with track officials there on the bottom of turn number 4. Everybody else continues to roll around. You see the crews down there in the work area, down in the inside of the speedway here between the scale and turn 4. Troutman begins to roll away here in the 22. So field continues to work around the speedway, trying to get it race ready. As we said, takes a few moments, and obviously being a half-mile dirt track, this is a lot of ground for these guys to cover. So first last chance showdown rolling around the back straightaway. You can see the backstretch gate will open. And the cars in the second last chance showdown are going to roll onto the racetrack as well. So the second last chance showdown cars were sitting in staging, ready to come. They're going to come help roll this thing in to get it finalized and ready to go. Last chance showdown cars number 1 have rolled down onto the infield. We'll have the second last chance showdown cars roll around. finish this thing off, and then we will bring the first Last Chance Showdown cars back out onto the racetrack, and we'll get their Last Chance Showdown underway. These drivers continue to roll down around the racetrack. You see Dalen Murdy in that 13 car on your screen as he works down the front straightaway. Murdy, the driver out of Chelsea, Iowa. Newest addition to Skyline Motorsports here for 2026. All right, looks like we're going to blink the yellow lights off and let these guys have a shot at it. Lap time's beginning to quicken here for the cars that are on the racetrack. Caution lights will blink back on. We're getting closer. We know it's taking a moment, but we are getting there. You see Ross Robinson on your screen in that 7 car. Driver out of Georgetown, Delaware. Here's Eli Johnson. Eli out of Clewiston, Florida. Of course, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series presented by Dirt Vision will make its first ever visit to the Henry County Motorsports Park in Clewiston, Florida in about a week and a half or so. It's Eli's hometown. Boom Briggs rolling around the racetrack in that 99 as he is trying to help roll this thing in prior to Last Chance Showdown action here in his 99. There you see Sam Seawright on your screen. Both of those drivers right there with the new teams. You see Dalen Murdy right in front of him. We mentioned Murdy's 13 car a moment ago, the newest addition to Skyline Motorsports. The 16 is Sam Seawright, the newest addition to Coltman Farms Racing for 2026. So we're going to pull these cars back off onto the infield. Looks like their assistance is no longer needed. Thank you to those guys for helping out. We're going to roll Last Chance Showdown number 1 back onto the racetrack as we should be ready to, I don't know if we'll let them buzz around or not, but line them up and get ready to go with Last Chance Showdown number 1. Again, we've got everybody that was scheduled to be in Last Chance Showdown number 1 except Kyle Strickler's 8. Looks like we're going to double them up. Shouldn't be too far away here from Last Chance Showdown number 1. can see the 8 of Matthew Larson. Looks like he's electing to start at the tail as he's rolling around. Pretty good distance behind the last row, so he was scheduled to start in row number 5. Looks like he's just going to log some laps here at the back of the first Last Chance Showdown. Matthew, of course, we mentioned last night, son of Brent Larson, who will be in the next Last Chance Showdown. He sits down on the infield in that B1 bomber. Drivers, of course, being communicated with from race control to buzz the racetrack, make sure they feel that it is safe and ready to go. Couple quick laps to buzz the racetrack. Looks like it did what we needed it to do. We'll see if we are giving them the one to go or not quite yet. As soon as it's ready to go, want to make sure drivers, of course, feel comfortable. The racetrack is safe and race ready. I'm going to let them buzz it one more time here. All right, race control instructing the drivers to get doubled up and ready to go. We're about ready to fire off this first Last Chance Showdown of the night. Top 2 transfer. Last night, if you were not here, the Last Chance Showdowns were a couple of the best races of the night. We had some last lap and last corner passes for transfer spots in the Last Chance Showdowns yesterday. Double file formation down the front straightaway. 1 to go signal from the flag stand. We're going to get set and get racing next time by. Again, it'll be Drake Troutman and Kate Dillard on row 1. It'll be Jackson Hayes and Tyler Bruning in row 2. Austin Smith, Michael Leach, row 3. Dustin Sorensen, Tristan Chamberlain, row 4. Todd Morrow, Jake Tim, row 5. Then it'll be Reed Millard and Matthew Larson at the tail in the 8. Caution lights are out. It's go time. 10 times around. Top 2 transfer here. Last Chance Showdown number 1 set to come to green off turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Drake Troutman fired off really well from the pole. Kate Dillard going to try to hang on and hold off 16 to Tyler Bruning. Bruning get a really good restart from the outside of the second row as well. Tyler Bruning now to the runner-up spot. Bruning took a look to the inside of the 22. I think he had to jam the brakes real quickly to not get into the side of Troutman. Kate Dillard going to try to fire back around the inside. Good side-by-side battle for that runner-up spot. Right now it's Bruning. Tyler Bruning second, Kate Dillard is third. Drake Troutman, meanwhile, trying to drive away up front in 22. Tyler Bruning in that second transfer spot. Dillard went up the hill. Austin Smith going to take a look down to his inside of the 11. Smith to that third spot in the 11. 388 of Jackson Hayes will work to the inside of Kate Dillard's 97 car. Dustin Sorensen's right there as well. Top 2 trying to drive away. Austin Smith trying to hang right with him in the 11. Drake Troutman's 22 and Tyler Bruning's 16 are the 2 right now that look like they're going to make their way into the main event. You never know, though, as Austin Smith, Jackson Hayes, and Kate Dillard trying to roll back after him. Tyler Bruning, the first driver and really the only driver so far to make that top group work. Everybody else middle and bottom, and Bruning was able to roll around the outside to get to that second spot. Everybody else entering a little bit lower here through the turns. Bruning right back to the top. Drake Troutman has opened up a nearly a 2-second advantage here, 1.722. Jackson Highs, Dustin Sorensen both trying to work up on Austin Smith's 11 car. They'll run side by side on the front straightaway. Here comes Sorensen. Dustin Sorensen, good drive into turn number 1. He'll push Jackson Highs up the hill. He'll race by and take that spot. He might get another one. Dustin Sorensen trying to look to the inside of the 11. That is for the 3rd spot. Obviously, he'll need to get to Bruning's 16 car to potentially transfer, but Dustin Sorensen's rolling right now. Sorensen's 19 car up to 4th, trying to get to 3rd. He's got a really good drive around the extreme bottom of the racetrack. Laps winding down, not a whole lot of time left. Drake Troutman by 3.9 seconds over Tyler Bruning, and Bruning's got about a second over that battle between the 11 and the 19. Sorensen might have, well, I was going to say he might have cleared him right there, but he did not quite get as good a drive as the 11 did. White flag's going to fly this time by one more time around here, and last chance showdown number 1 for Drake Troutman. Sorensen and Smith still continue to run side by side as Drake Troutman just drove off and easily won last chance showdown number 1 in 22. Checkered flag is out over the field. Your first last chance showdown of the night. Top 2 finishers in that one will transfer into the main event. Tyler Bruning's going to hang on to the 2nd spot. Dustin Sorensen will get by to 3rd. It'll be 1 spot short, though. 16 of Bruning in the show, and your winner in the 22 car. He comes to you out of Hindman, Pennsylvania. That Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, RFI Resources, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Beckett & Son, Schaefer Construction, Shoes Diesel, 22 star. Said Troutman and Bruning will head to the scales, make sure they make the minimum weight requirement, and then we will roll out the 2nd last chance showdown. Their crews making their way down on to the infield. Dallin Murdy will be your pole sitter, a last chance showdown number 2. He's out of Chelsea, Iowa in that 13 car, and Sam Seawright will roll to his outside. Sam's out of Fort Payne, Alabama in 16. Row 2 inside will be the B1 bomber. That's Brent Larson. He's out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota in the B1. And Trey Mills will start 4th in this one. He's out of St. Augustine, Florida in 14. Row 3 inside will be Ross Robinson. He's out of Georgetown, Delaware in the 7. And Logan Zarin will start 6th out of Hookstown, Pennsylvania in 1Z. Row 4 inside will be Jordan Kohler. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina in the 114. And Boom Briggs will start 8th out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania 99B. Row 5 to the inside, you'll find Clewiston, Florida's Eli Johnson. He's in the 55, and his outside will be Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon in 77. Final row, we'll see the 31 of Tyler Millwood out of Kingston, Georgia. He's there. We do not see John Garvin Jr. or Dennis Erb Jr. Looks like both of those 2 drivers potentially will scratch from last chance showdown at number 2. Alan Murdy, Sam Seawright. Ten times around, top 2 transfer. Again, no provisionals tonight. Got to race your way in on these first couple of nights. And then tomorrow, as we mentioned before, qualifying and features only for the late models. We'll split these drivers into 3 main events tomorrow. So everybody go get a run of feature here on Wednesday night. Caution lights have gone dark. We are ready to go. It'll be Dallin Murdy and Sam Seawright. One more last chance showdown in the staging area. It'll be coming up next. We'll get this one done first. It'll be Murdy and Seawright on the front row as we come to green again. 10 trips around the world's fastest half mile. It is fast right now. So we get set to come to green for Murdy in 13. Green flag is out. Murdy from the pole. He'll jump to the race lead here in the 13 car. They're nearly 4 wide for a second. The 14, the 1Z, the 7, and the B1. Nearly a 4 wide battle off turn number 2 for a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th running spots. Jordan Kohler trying to put that 114 car in the mix as well. He got down in the slime there for a moment. Everybody able to stay straight down the back straightaway. Top two will be Murdy and Seawright. 1-2. Here comes Logan Zarin. Zarin to the inside of the 14. Trey Mills at a really good start. Now Zarin to his inside. They'll run side by side of the third spot here again. Only the top two transfer. They've got to get to Sam Seawright if they want a shot at racing again tonight. Down the back straightaway. Dallin Murdy's just driven off in 13. We will see a battle for second potentially here as Logan Zarin creeping closer to the 16 of Sam Seawright. Here comes Zarin. Logan Zarin got to the inside of the 16 car. He'll get a really good forward drive down the back straightaway into 1Z. Zarin to the inside, Seawright right through the middle. Meanwhile, Dallin Murdy just driving away up front in the 13. He's got nearly a straightaway on everybody. Dallin Murdy and Sam Seawright in those transfer spots, with Seawright facing heavy pressure from Logan Zarin. 14 of Trey Mills, 114 of Jordan Kohler round in the top 5. P1 of Brent Larson, 7 of Ross Robinson into battle. All eyes though on the battle for the runner-up spot. Logan Zarin just took it away. Zarin got a good drive off turn number 4. He'll flash to the inside of Sam Seawright. Seawright gonna try to take it back. Sam Seawright to the back bumper of the 1Z as they battle for a transfer spot. Dallin Murdy and Logan Zarin right now in those two transfer spots. Sam Seawright in third, Trey Mills in fourth, and Jordan Kohler rounding out the top 5 right now. We're going to lose Brent Larson's B1. Everybody else continues on here. Laps winding down. Again, these are only 10 laps, so these go quick. 7 scored, 3 to go. Dallin Murdy's led them all so far in 13. Trey Mills now getting good drive here to the inside of Seawright's 14 car. Again, that'll be for a transfer, not for a transfer spot, 1 spot out. But it is a good battle nonetheless. White flag will be coming out next time by for race long leader Dallin Murdy's led them all so far. Murdy and Zarin down the back stretch as we work to the white flag. One more time for Dallin Murdy in 13. Dallin Murdy from the pole took the lead on the initial green, has not looked back. He's opened up a 4-second gap. He'll work off turn number 4. Last chance showdown winner, Chelsea, Iowa's Dallin Murdy in 13. Checkered flag flies over the field, and we will wrap up last chance showdown number 2. The 2 drivers that'll transfer into the main event include the 1Z of Logan Zarin. He'll come home second, and picking up the win, the driver out of Chelsea, Iowa, in his rookie campaign in the super late model division in the Skyline Motorsports, Bruning Rock Products, Stealth Oil Well Service, Murdy Farms, Quality Services, Penske, VP, Quick Supply Company, Truck Country, Olson Explosive, and Cash Money Motorsports for the 13 of Dallin Murdy. So Drake Trotman and Dallin Murdy, the 2 last chance showdown winners thus far. 1 more of those to go. Starting lineup of Last Chance Showdown 3, going to roll off this way. Chase Younghands will be your pole sitter. He's out of Manhattan, Kansas in that 18 car. And Tyler Erb will roll to his outside. Tyler out of New Waverly, Texas in 1. Row 2 inside will be Max Blair. He's out of Centerville, Pennsylvania in the 111. And Austin Howes out of Lewistown, Missouri in 17. Row 3 inside will be Luke Morey. He's out of Zeeland, Michigan in the 49. And Dan Ebert will start 6 out of Lakeshore, Minnesota in 60. Row 4 inside will be Josh Rice. He's out of Crittenden, Kentucky in the 11 car. And Mark Whitener will start 8th out of Middleburg, Florida in 5. Row 5 inside will be Evan Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina in the 114. And Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee in 81. Final row schedule will be Max McLaughlin. He's out of Mooresville, North Carolina in 0. And Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida is scheduled to be your 12th and final starter tonight in 19M. 12 cars, 10 laps, final qualifying event of the go. USAC Sprint Car main event will be coming up next. Looks like we've got them all. All 12 cars scheduled to go are there, so we will roll them down the front straight away, give them the 1 to go signal, and we'll be ready to turn them loose next time by. Again, Chase Younghands in the 18, Tyler Erb in the 1 will be row number 1. Caution lights out. Pace truck onto the infield. Manhattan, Kansas racer Chase Younghands set to bring us to green this time. Final qualifying event of the night. As we said, we've got 2 features yet to go. Younghands in 18 into the start zone are ready to go. He and Tyler will fire together off turn number 4, 10 times around. Top 2 to the feature. Final 2 transfer spots up for grabs here in Last Chance Showdown number 3. Green flag in the air. It'll be Younghands into 1. It'll be Erb at 2. Tyler Erb, good high side momentum to take the lead on the back straightaway. Chase Younghands way up the hill. Max Blair's going to see an opening. Side by side with the runner-up spot. Here comes Blair. Blair to the inside. Younghands going to hang on to the second spot for the time being, but Max Blair going to drive it in deep. Blair now to the runner-up spot in 111. Mark Whitener up to 3rd. Whitener started 4th. Whitener started 8th. Started in the 4th row in that 5 car. He has raced his way to 3rd. Tyler Erb and Max Blair right now in those final 2 transfer spots. Can Mark Whitener, Chase Younghands, Dan Ebert, or anybody get to them? Top 2 make the show. Everybody else will race again tomorrow night. Down the front straightaway, it'll continue to be Erb. Tyler's out there by about 1.3 seconds. Blair another 1.3 back to Whitener. Dan Ebert on the move. There goes Ebert. Ebert going to make the pass on the 18 of Chase Younghands and put that 60 car up a spot. Ebert continued to run down around the bottom. Mark Whitener up top. Let's see if there is a battle for 3rd upcoming here. Down the back stretch again, it'll be Tyler Erb and Max Blair 1-2. Mark Whitener, Dan Ebert, and Chase Younghands 3-4-5. I'm telling you what, Ebert is rolling. Dan Ebert's got that 60 car. Pretty good down around the bottom here. He comes. Dan Ebert now to 3rd and 60. Ebert started 6th. Outside the top 5 on the opening lap, got to 5th, got to 4th, now to 3rd. He does have to get 1 more. Past the halfway point, though, Tyler Erb and Max Blair are out there. See if Ebert can cut into that advantage. Tyler Erb by 2.2 seconds, Max Blair by another 1.9. Laps are winding down. 7 now scored, 3 to go for race long leader Tyler Erb in 1. Tyler Erb and Max Blair look to get into the show. Dan Ebert has cut about 0.4 of a second off Max Blair's lead for that final transfer spot, but he's only got 2 laps to try to get to him. Dan Ebert charging. Ebert cut another 0.3. Well, I'm afraid he's going to run out of time, but he's got that 60 car rolling around the bottom. White flag is about to come out, this time by 1 more time around for New Waverly, Texas racer Tyler Erb in 1. Blair still in that 2nd spot. Ebert cut another 0.2. Still about 0.8 of a second back. Half a lap to try to get to 2nd as we work off turn number 4. Tyler Erb is going to win Last Chance Showdown number 3 in 1. Max Blair's going to hang on to that 2nd spot. Dan Ebert will be 3rd in 60. And there you have it, the 3rd and final Last Chance Showdown will come to checkered. Final 2 transfer spots will go to the 111 of Max Blair. He'll come home 2nd and picking up the win in your final Last Chance Showdown of the night. Driver out of New Waverly, Texas, in that Best Performance Motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Incorporated, Cole County Speedway, HNRAP Aries, Roberts Beat Company, Superior Bearing and Supply, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, number 1 for Turbo, Tyler Erb. Preliminaries done on the night. 2 races yet to go. 30 laps for the USAC Sprint Cars and 25 for the Dirt Car Late Models. The final 2 races of the night upcoming. Tyler Erb rolling up onto the scales, making sure we're good to go there, getting the rest of the crews to cross the back straightaway. Safety vehicles on the racetrack, making sure there is no debris before we get sprint cars on the racetrack for the first of 2 main events. Looks like the final late model will make its way back into the pit area. Tyler Erb will get that thing ready to go for main event action tonight. 24 cars, 25 laps, 7,000 to win for the late models, just like it was last night. Eight-minute horn has sounded for the sprint cars. They're already on the clocks. They should be rolling out here in just a moment or two. Reminder of race fans, of course, Bob's talked about food for 10 days in a row. If you leave here hungry, something's wrong, as there is great food here at Volusia Speedway Park. Make sure you take part in whatever you happen to like down there. Grab something to eat, something to drink. The vendor area overflowed into the parking area, which means we've got a crazy amount of vendor trailers here. So again, anything you are looking to buy to take home. Bob, I heard you say Valentine's Day is coming up. It is in just a couple of days. So if you want to grab some merch for your special someone,
Yes, great merchandise down there, guys. You know, Valentine's Day is Saturday, and maybe some of you guys' wives are up in the cold, so might want to bring something from the racetrack back up north. And of course, like Chris just said, our food vendors here are great. Concession stands, of course, got the Busted Yoke folks down there in turn number 4. Again, they cook breakfast in the morning over at the old go-kart track. So if you folks are spending the night here and you don't feel like cooking in the morning, head on over there between 8 and 11. They'll cook you breakfast. And of course, race fans, get here early for the rest of the 55th annual Federated DIRTCar Nationals, Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar Nationals, and get that free gift. First 100, 150 folks that come through the gates get something free. And it's really been a great week. And of course, I love that Throwback Thursday, Chris. I know it's only Tuesday, but just a reminder for you folks that are going to be here on Thursday, dig that old t-shirt out that you had for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years or whatever. We'll line you folks up down there by the flag stand, and the race fans are going to determine who they think's got the best t-shirt. And I see a sprint car rolling. That's a good sign.
Yeah, we kind of missed out on Throwback Thursday a week ago, didn't we? We got weathered out on Thursday, so we didn't get to participate in that. But we've seen some really cool vintage racing T-shirts around the last couple of years, so I'm excited to see those Thursday night as well.
Welcome back to the broadcast here on Flow Racing. Tonight's feature event for the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship next on the program. As the horn has sounded and teams are starting to make their way out of the pit area. One driver has already made their way out to the Speedway. Round number 2 of the 2026 season. 12,000 to win here tonight, and somebody is walking away with a big gator. 30 trips around here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park. Your lineup for tonight's feature event set to roll to the green like this. The driver on the pole tonight comes to you out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver of the Kodiak Products, Trapinio Trucking, Highsmith Guns, FK Ronan, Simpson, Willwood, Indy Metal Finishing. Number 30, it'll be C.J. Leary. Outside for number 1, he's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Driver of the East Schneider & Sons Recycling, Keystone Cap Rider, DRC, Hogue Racing Enterprises. Number 39, that'll be Briggs Danner. Second row from the inside, it'll be Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. Driver of the Inland Rigging, Stake Enterprises, Roll Scaffolding, JST Shock Technologies, number 5T. And next to him, winner here last night out of Sutter, California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Drop Light, Indy Power Sports, Stanton DRC number 57. It's Logan Seavey. Going for the 5th starting spot at Columbus, Ohio, the Industrial Hydraulics Incorporated, Jeff Hill Trailer Sales, Mopar XXX number 6T. It'll be Tall, Trey Osborne. And next to him, it'll be Kevin Thomas Jr. out of Coleman, Alabama, the Majestic Electric, Inland Rigging, Bird Racing, Stanton Mach 1 Chassis number 3R. Justin Grant, he'll roll from 7th. He's out of Ione, California. Driver of the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Stanton Maxim Chassis, Top Industries number 4. And outside of him, it will be Ricky Lewis. He's out of Oxnard, California. Driver of the Superior Tank and Trailer, Stinson DRC, Physical Medicine Consultants, Morris Farms, number 41. The 19AZ inside of your next row, that is Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Stanton Spike, Mesilla Valley Transportation, number 19. And outside of him, rounding out your top 10 starters, the Moose Racing, England Machine 2, Lucas Oil Center, Brown Brothers Excavating, number 92. Out of Fort Branch, Indiana, that is Chase Stockin. 11 starters out of Worthington, Indiana, the Beasley Railcar Repair, American Dream Racing, Spec DRC, K1 Race Gear, number 14. It'll be Jaden Rogers. And outside of him, Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana, the Brit Arrow, Timberland Lumber Company, the AceCorp.com at GGH Electric, number 16. Kyle Cummins, your defending USAC National Sprint Car Champion. He will roll from the 13th starting spot. The Avante Windows and Doors, Jugo Superfood, Stanton Makwa Chassis, Petty Performance, Lucas Oil Center, number 3P. And outside of him, the Madman, Robert Ballou at Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru, Donna DRC, Berks Western Telecom, Factory Kane, number 12. The 19 inside of your next row at Gilbert, Arizona, the AME Electrical, Reinbold Development, Stanton Spike Chassis, number 19. That will be Hayden Reinbold. And next to him, he is out of Beverly, Louisiana, the Pendleton Farms, West River Trailer Sales, Claxton DRC, number 2B. It'll be Shelby Hinton. Saban Pipe, Indy's out of Cincinnati, Ohio, the Epoxy Systems International, J&D Chevrolet, Triple X, Anthony Cotney's Lawn Care Services, number 98. He goes from 17th from 18th. It will be the Macho Man, Brady Bacon at a Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Concord America Flagpole Racer Magazine, Jim Weed, Ryder, Triple X Chassis, number 20. Logan Calderwood at a Goodyear, Arizona. He pilots the MP Environmental One-Way Triple X Chassis, number 6. He will roll from 19th and from 20th. It'll be Cale Coons at a Greencastle, Indiana, the Curb Breaker, Stanton DRC, FK Roddins, number 63. Two more rows of drivers from 21st. It'll be Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana, the Superior Ag, Dave McMeeks, Davis Brothers, Stanton Flea RC, number 5G. And next to him, he is out of Nesbitt, Mississippi, the Two Fellows Moving Company, Howard Racing Engine, Mach 1, number 13 of Chase Howard. Final row from the inside, it'll be Tom Harris out of Banbury, Oxfordshire, United Kingdom, the Skegness Raceway, Claxton, Maxim, Hunnapack, Simonice.com, number 84. And your final starter hails out of Bonham, Texas, the B-Town Automotive, Rush Race Gear, Canada DRC, number 21K. That is Kobe Simpson. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for tonight's A-feature event for the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship here at the Volusia Speedway Park. $12,000 on the line to your winner here tonight. And let's find out who is the one to watch with Drake York.
Thank you so much, Brian. Yes, indeed. It is now time for our Dirt Draft 1 to watch. And I got a few texts last night about being lazy and going from the front row. Keyboard warriors at their finest. Tonight, I'm going way further back. How far back? All the way to the outside of row number 9 for 18 starting Brady Bacon, the 20 machine. Earlier today in Learn Lab qualifying, disaster struck as he was not able to put in a solid time. That motor just went bad on the 20 machine. We talked to Brady earlier in the afternoon, just seemingly no indication that was going to happen. And that put him behind the 8 ball early, especially with how important qualifying is with the USAC National format. Fortunately for him, he was able to transfer out of his heat race as he went from 9th to 3rd. Easily the biggest show in the heat races tonight was the Macho Man Brady Bacon. As Bobby Gerald out in California would say, he was making moves, not faking moves. But to really get a good starting spot in tonight's A-main event, he needed to win the heat race, which he did not. So that's why he's all the way back in 18th starting position. We talked about the motor issue, full motor swap earlier on today for Brady, but we just know he's going to be fast every time he shows up with the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Car Championship. We look at last night, he led 19 out of 25 laps. Looked like he had the race in hand before a costly mistake in traffic cost him. He did get back to Logan Seavey, but it's too little too late at the end as he would have to settle for second. And overall, he's had a really good Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals here at Volusia Speedway Park, picking up a win with the ASCS National Series to kick off the month of February. So we know the Macho Man has speed. We know he can work around race cars here at Volusia Speedway Park. Question is, how far will he get up in tonight's A-main event? That's what we're here to find out. He rolls off from P18.
Yeah, Brady's going to be interesting to watch, make his way up through this field. And, of course, we look forward to having him the remainder of the week as we continue on with Winter Dirt Games presented by Yokohama Tire. The presenting sponsor of Winter Dirt Games, helping to boost the point fund this week to $24,000, $12,000 to the champion. And, oh, by the way, not the only time this season that Yokohama is a part of the United States Auto Club. They are the title sponsor of the USAC Eastern Storm. That happens June 16th through the 21st. So we make our way into Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Remember, Yokohama doesn't just make tires, they make history. Check them out online at yokohamatire.com. Six o'clock start time tomorrow all the way through Saturday as we head to Ocala Speedway. The track formerly known as Bubba Raceway Park. out in Ocala, Florida, the 3/8 mile egg-shaped oval. Of course, if it can't be there live, you can catch it all right here on Flow Racing. Flow Racing, the online broadcast provider of the United States Auto Club across all 3 of our national touring divisions. The USAC Amsoil Sprinter National Championship, the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship, and of course, our Silver Crown division. CJ Leary set to lead him down to the drop of the green flag. 4th place run last night. 1 year ago, he was 10th here. As everybody gets sorted out, and from side by side, they break rank to 4 wide onto the back straightaway. Night number 2 here at Volusia, and race fans, light up them cell phones. It's time to rise to your feet. It's time to make some noise for the Ruts and Guts thrill ride of the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. CJ Leary, Briggs Danner, row number 1. Jake Swanson, then Logan Seavey. Trey Osborne, then Kevin Thomas Jr., Justin Grant, then Ricky Lewis. Mitchell Moles, then Chase Stockin. That's your top 10 starters. Jaden Rogers, then Harley Burns. Kyle Cummins, and Robert Ballou. Hayden Reinbold, then Shelby Hinton. Saban Bybent, then Brady Bacon. Logan Calderwood and Cale Coons, your top 20. Gunnar Setzer, Chase Howard, Tom Harris, and Kobe Simpson round out your lineup. $12,000 in the Big Gator on the line here tonight as the field makes their way into turns 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to sit back, relax, and enjoy 30 trips around the Volusia Speedway Park, because race fans, this is what you saved your lunch money for. Your field round to the green. Night number 2 of Winter Dirt Games is underway. CJ Leary going to pace around the bottom side of the racetrack, and he'll take off with the race lead in 30. Chasing him is going to be the 5 of Jake Swanson. Up to the high side now goes the 30 of Leary. Down to the bottom goes Swanson. Lap number 1, it will be CJ Leary leading in the Kodiak Products number 30. Back to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Swanson likewise. Look at this 3-wide battle for the 3rd spot. Here comes Logan Seavey, last night's winner, trying to pull off another sweep. He did that in 2024. He's gone 4 for 5 here at Volusia. He's up to 3rd already. Kevin Thomas Jr. riding in 4th. Briggs Danner getting shuffled back to 5th. Good launch onto the back straightaway by the 57, closing up quick on the 5T of Swanson. Bolt driver's going to go to the high side of the racetrack. KTJ throwing the slide on Danner here through turns 3 and 4. Danner going to try to turn to his inside, hold the position. He does. He has the 4th position at the line. Kevin Thomas Jr. running in 5th. Stockin, Lewis, Osborne, Grant, and Mitchell Moles, your top 10 here in the early goings. Working lap number 4 right now. The chase for 2nd still in the hands of Jake Swanson. The Snake Enterprise number 5T working top shelf through turns 3 and 4. Seavey trying the bottom side. Nothing happening for him. In fact, losing a lot of ground that time to your top 2 drivers. Goes back to the bottom over in turns 1 and 2. Able to kind of hang with them a little bit better that time onto the far side of the speedway. But the battle for the race lead might be shaping up here. Leary could have some unwanted company. Jake Swanson had closed a couple of car lengths. It was .482. It's .387. So peeling 1/10 of a second away from CJ Leary. We saw this last night where the driver in 2nd was able to kind of pick up just a little bit of speed. And now a bobble on the part of Leary at the exit to number 2. Down to the bottom goes the 5. Up across the racetrack. Slide job for the race lead. Leary's going to counter down to the inside. Can he hold on to it? No. Jake Swanson leads, but the caution's going to take it out of his hands. Caution lights come on. A shredded left rear tire for the 41 of Ricky Lewis over in turns 3 and 4. And right as Swanson capitalized on the little bobble there at the exit, turn number 2 by C.J. Leary, was able to slide his way into the lead. And the caution negates the pass. Put the 30 back at the front of the field. Crew going to work down in the Indy Metal finishing work area, trying to exchange the left rear on that number 41 machine. As the crew works, Drake with an update.
Shredded left rear tire going on. New Hoosier left rear tire on for Ricky Lewis. And took a look at the radius rod and all the other stuff surrounding the left rear. That looks good to go. So it should just be a left rear swap here for Ricky Lewis as they're trying to get that tire and wheel on the axle. Now they do. They'll get the nut attached to it as well. And Ricky Lewis, hopefully we'll see him back on the racetrack and out of the Indy Metal finishing work area in just a few moments.
60 seconds, all they are given guaranteed down to the Indy Metal finishing work area. And the crew thrashing as officials take one more look over through turns 3 and 4 and down the back straightaway, making sure there is no more debris out of the racing surface. C.J. Leary leads. Jake Swanson in second. Logan Seavey in third. Kevin Thomas Jr. in fourth. Briggs Danner in fifth. Chase Stockin in sixth. Justin Grant in seventh. Trey Osborne in eighth. Mitchell Moles in ninth. Jaden Rogers in 10th. Robert Ballou in 11th. Brady Bacon now going to restart in 12th. That had been Ricky Lewis. 13th will be Kyle Cummins. 14th will be Harley Burns. 15th will be Hayden Reinbold. Setzer in 16th, Coons in 17th, Hinton in 18th, Harris in 19th, and Bybin should be your top 20 now. The 41 refires and will make his way out to the speedway. He'll line up at the tail end of the field. So the wave of the white from the flag stand indicating to the drivers next time around, green light's going to come on. C.J. Leary's last victory with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship coming during Indiana Sprint Week last year at Circle City. That was back on July 30th. His most recent USAC score on the mile at DeCoin back in August of last year. His best career finish in 2024, he ran third in the final feature event, fourth place last night. See what the Kodiak products, one-way powered, Chuck powered, DRC number 30 can do here. Round of the NOS Energy Star Can. Everybody up to the high side of the speedway. We're back after it. Swanson immediately going to dive to the deck over turn number 1, up across the racetrack, looking for the lead. He's got the momentum, he's got the speed, he's got the top spot. Jake Swanson capitalizing on the restart. Now here comes the 57 of Logan Seavey, looking for second. Up across the racetrack to turns 3 and 4. He will have it round to the front straightway. Leary not able to get up and turn back to his inside. Hangs to the middle groove with Kevin Thomas Jr. right on his back bumper here as they work onto the far side of the racetrack. KTJ steps up a little bit, nothing happening there. Now dives it down to the inside. Leary from the lead has dropped to fourth here since going back to speed. Briggs Danner now the next driver in line looking at his back bumper. Leary changing his line this time into turns 1 and 2, going all the way to the cushion. He's going to keep the 39 at bay here for the time being as they look back up to the race lead. Jake Swanson in the 5. Victory Lane out of 66 Motor Speedway in Amarillo, Texas. Last October, his first as an owner driver, is absolutely running away right now. Logan Seavey, though, he had company there through turns 1 and 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. closing in on him. Looking back to the field, Brady Bacon, Robert Ballou in a good tussle there for the 9th and 10th spot. Remember, Bacon reported on earlier having to swap the engine out as it expired before he was able to get a qualifying lap in. And you've got drivers slip sliding, ducking and diving all over the place in front of him. 3 wide onto the back straightaway. Leary up to the high side, Danner to the middle, and here comes Justin Grant. He's going to clear the front bumper of both of them. Leary going to come back across his front bumper, and he's going to hold the position. Leary challenged by 2, overtaken by none, as he'll go down to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Justin Grant through the middle. Danner is there. Stockin is there as well. That will be the fight right now for the 5th, 6th, 7th positions. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th positions, excuse me. As Leary takes it back to the top through turns 3 and 4. Stockin in the meantime coming after Briggs Danner here into turns 1 and 2. He'll drop down to the inside line. Grant right through the middle, takes it down, grabs the moisture, and he's going to streak by the 30 here as they work onto the back straightaway. In the meantime, race for the 2nd spot continues to be close. Logan Seavey with Kevin Thomas Jr. in tow. KTJ losing a little bit of ground that time onto the front straightaway. As we start to approach the midpoint of this one, 12 laps completed, amount to be lucky 13 here, and Jake Swanson has absolutely run away. He does have a victory here. It was a non-points paying event. That was back in 2023. Trying to get an official USAC victory here at Volusia. Right now, he leads by a straightaway as he finds traffic. Seavey in the meantime with Kevin Thomas Jr. still breathing down his neck. Justin Graham running in fourth. C.J. Leary in fifth. Danner in sixth. Chase Stockin in seventh. Brady Bacon up into eighth. Trey Osborne in ninth. And Robert Ballou right now rounding out your top 10. Looking back to Bacon here as he is starting to reel in that good little three-car battle in front of him between Leary, Danner, and Stockin. He's going to close up on them here as he makes his way through turns 3 and 4. Round of the front straightaway, though. The race for second. It's like an accordion right now. The 3R losing some ground. Now making it right back up and right to the inside of Logan Seavey. Does he have a run to the back straightaway by a half a car? The 57 has the advantage off of turn number 2. Enters to the middle of turn number 3. Brings it wide at the exit of turn number 4. Quick check to your leader. And confirming, yep, he's still gone in this one. Jake Swanson in the 5 leads by 5.533 seconds. Just past the midpoint, 16 laps completed in this 30-lap affair. And Swanson is setting an absolutely torrid pace as he looks at threading the needle in traffic through turns 1 and 2. Thinks better of it, though. Rides right to the inside of the 41 of Ricky Lewis here as they work onto the far side of the racetrack. We'll see if he goes ahead and pulls the slide into turns 3 and 4. He goes to the middle. And he's got the speed and the momentum. He clears the slower car. Lewis trying to fight back to his inside and stay on the lead lap. They got Tom Harris directly in front of him. Looking back to the race for second as they will have to encounter traffic now. Seavey through the middle of turn number 1. Brings it out wide to the exit turn number 2. Kevin Thomas still right there within a couple of car lengths. Justin Grant still running in fourth. Briggs Danner all by himself in fifth. C.J. Leary, Chase Stockin, Brady Bacon, Robert Ballou, Mitchell Mole still your top 10. Rogers running at 11th. Then it's Osborne, Cummins, Reinbold, and Coons your top 15. Burns, Howard, Setzer, Harris, and Lewis your top 20. A little bit of time taken away from his advantage as he has to tiptoe his way through traffic. Swanson, his advantage under 5 seconds now. Up to the outside of the speedway, rolls the 5. Continuing to pick his way through slower traffic. He just cleared the 5G of Gunnar Setzer, who runs in the 17th position. 4.884 seconds between himself and Logan Seavey. And Seavey now comfortably putting distance between himself and the 3R of Kevin Thomas Jr. Almost a straightaway back. You find the 4 of Justin Grant even further back. The 39 of Briggs Danner. So Swanson to Seavey, 4.4 seconds. Leader to Kevin Thomas is a little over 5 seconds. All the way back to Briggs Danner, it's nearly 12 seconds difference between first and fifth right now. As a little bit further back, C.J. Leary still trying to hold off the charge of Chase Stockton. In the meantime, Brady Bacon has made his way up into the 6th spot. As the track's starting to narrow up towards the middle through turns 3 and 4, see everybody kind of vacating the top and just being very careful and kind of tiptoeing that center line. Still a little bit of a scramble for second and third as they work around slower traffic. Kevin Thomas has made up quite a bit of ground on the 57 of Logan Seavey here as they work onto the back straightaway. Leader in the meantime, 4.8 seconds last time around. The Snake Enterprises in them rigging roll scaffolding number 5T with 5 laps remaining. Starting to close up on the 13 of Chase Howard. He rides to the 15 spot. As the track is cleaned off, the middle groove is there. So now it's all about keeping the car straight. Trying to conserve as much tire as possible to make it to the checkered flag. As they have cleared lap traffic, as I say that, he'll put one more back between them. Logan Seavey and Kevin Thomas Jr. Nice little cat and mouse game here on the back straightaway. Working around the, I believe that was the 16 of Harley Burns. having to get off the gas a little bit there. The 5 up the racetrack. Takes some momentum away from the 57. Kevin Thomas going to try to capitalize on this. He works onto the back straightaway. A couple of car links here as they work into turns 3 and 4. Just a little bit of slip is all it's going to take here. Quick check to your leader. Swanson. See what his advantage is. They come around this time 6.750 seconds. Grant still running in the 4th spot. Again, with the track narrowing up like this, making it harder and harder to try to make up any time as the white flag has flown. Leader working onto the back straightaway for the final time. He'll work into turns 3 and 4 for the second time as an owner driver. He is going to report to victory lane, and for the second time here at Volusia, he is a winner. Jake Swanson wins night number 2 here at Volusia Speedway Park. Second place will go to the 57 to Logan Seavey. Third to Kevin Thomas Jr. Fourth will go to Justin Grant. Fifth will go to Briggs Danner. An incredible run to 6 for Brady Bacon from the 18th starting spot. CJ Leary in 7, Chase Stockin, Robert Blue, and Kyle Cummins unofficially your top 10 here this evening. For the first time in points-paying competition and the second time in his career, he is a winner here at Volusia. The exhibition in 2023 and tonight. All the points and $12,000 to go along with it. The driver of the Daming Swanson Inland Rigging Snake Enterprises Roll Scaffolding number 5T is going to make his way down to the front straightaway. As he'll work on getting the safety equipment off. And will make his way up to the top of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, picking up 12 grand tonight here at Volusia. Give him a hand. Jake Swanson, your winner in 5.
BDS, baby, BDS. Nice. Didn't even get in there. You realize how big a lead you had? No, I know. You get 6 seconds. Good job, buddy. I got a lot of
USAC National Sprint Car Career Victory number 8. The driver out of Anaheim, California, his 56th top 5, his 131st top 10, and his 238th career start with the series. His first win as an owner driver was $10,000. His second win, worth $12,000. Safe to say, he is all about the big checks here. And last year coming in, the team working through the gremlins, trying to figure everything out, get some momentum, get everything in line and ready to go for a run this year. And what a way to start things off for the driver of the number 5T. As he'll get the kiss down in victory lane, he'll get the hardware, and he's going to check in with Drake York.
Jake Swanson picks up the win here on night number 2 of Winter Dirt Games 2026, presented by Yokohama Tires. As you mentioned, Brian, he won here back in 2023 in a special event, but tonight he takes home the big check in a points-paying race. Jake, you look at where you guys were a year ago. Is it hard to believe after where you guys started last year that just a year later here at Volusia, you're standing here right now as a winner during DIRTCar Nationals?
You know, it is and it isn't. I've put my life into this race team, into this program, building this stuff. I got a lot of good people that I'm doing it with, and you know, like, I'm confident. I know I can do it, and I know that I can build a race car that can do it. And I'm just glad that it's paying off. It's finally here. I'm doing exactly what I set out to do, and I couldn't be happier to do it with the group I'm doing it with. Doug, thank you so much for coming on board. JC, man, Austin, partnering with him and doing this in his dad's name and his dad's honor is I know he's so pumped right now. He's slamming Bud Lights, and I'm ecstatic. This is exactly what I'd always dreamed it'd be. So we're gonna keep on trucking. There's definitely a lot more work to be done, but thank you, Snake. I couldn't do this without you, Bud. You and your lovely wife, Apple Girl. You guys, I mean, you do so much for my race program, and I'm so thankful to have you guys as friends and down the street. And my family's here, my mom, my dad. Thank you guys for everything. My Florida mom, Sherry and Ted, thank you guys for all the support. Doughboys, Larry, he's back home. He's put a lot of money into this deal for us, and we've got good stuff. We've got nice parts because of people like them. Roll Scaffolding, Apache Transport. My lovely wife at Dirt Roots doing the marketing for us. I know I'm missing some, but obviously we got to have Inland Rigging as a primary sponsor in order to get up and down the road. So thank you to them and Tom and Christy. And I'm ecstatic, man. I knew that we were in for a treat. The racetrack was going to be kind of prime. The way that they prepped it, it's going to be hard to pass, kind of like was last night. So. I knew we needed to get a good jump and get an early lead and just try to maintain the pace. And I don't know how much we had them by, but I felt solid in this thing. This thing's ripping. One-way engines, CSI shocks. We got a really good package right now.
Jake Swanson and Damien Swanson Motorsports entered Volusia last year as a brand new team. Tonight they leave Volusia with a win and a mini Gator. Jake Swanson also going to draw your raffle ticket, yellow ticket. 731-436. That's 731-436. That's your raffle ticket winner, and you can claim that at the main office, or excuse me, the 50-50 ticket. You can claim that at the main office. Let's get it over to Genevieve Malone.
Night. Now, Kevin, tell me about how much it was strategy when going through that lap traffic.
It was big. It kind of latched down with a little bit of rubber there at the about halfway. So, you wanted to, when you wanted to slide a guy, you just couldn't be too aggressive and, miss the rubber. So, as fast as you're going here, that's easily doable. But, we had a really good race car. We got to third there. Then the track just started moving down a little bit. Jake was, lights out. He was gone. I don't know if we had anything for him, but I felt like we had a really good race car to at least advance one more spot. But, other than that, these guys, from where practice started 2 days ago to where we are now, we got good race cars, Mach 1. We have great shocks. Brad Alexander with BAS shocks. He has really turned our program around whenever it comes to that. And, Stanton Engines, all the guys that really put forth the effort. Mark from Mach 1 is actually here along with our crew guys, and he's been a huge help. So it's been a little bit of a battle, but we just fought through it. But I know we got a good car, and we have something that can contend for wins each and every night.
He was our Learn Lab Quick Time qualifier and now third on the night. That is Kevin Thomas Jr. Over to Drake with second.
Thank you so much, Genevieve, and it's more than a second for Logan Seavey as he picks up the big Gator here for 2026. So we'll bring up to the stage Jeff Hockman joining us. I'll have you come around this side here, Logan. Jeff Hockman coming to present the Executive Director for Events at World Racing Group. And over the 2 days, Logan Seavey sure earned it. There's no question about that, Jeff.
Great show. It was great racing. And Logan, on behalf of World Racing Group, Volusia Speedway Park, I'd like to congratulate you as the 2026 Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar National Big Gator Champion.
We'll let Logan and Jeff snap a few pictures before we catch up with your runner-up finisher in tonight's A-Main event and the Big Gator winner. Of course, Logan Seavey swept the DIRTCar Nationals and picked up the Big Gator a few years ago back in 2024. Always a good feeling when you're Logan Seavey and you get to pick up another cool trophy. Of course, that's one of the amazing parts of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals, the big gator. That's what everyone's chasing every time they show up here. I know you didn't want to leave here second, but I know you wanted to leave here with this big gator, and I know the Abacus Racing guys sure love this. Let's talk about the race too. KT was pressuring you start to finish. Was it just one of those battles that felt like it was never going to end from your vantage point?
Yeah, definitely. When the track's really slick like that, and you see KT's nose, he's not going anywhere. So, I just couldn't quite figure out where I needed to be. I needed to be closer to Jake so I could see a little bit more, but he was so far ahead I couldn't even judge myself off of what he was doing. So, I kind of felt like leading the race when the rubber came and trying to hold the guy up behind you, but just because I couldn't really see, like I said, where Jake was or how he was maneuvering and what he was doing. But even when I was close to him, I couldn't really keep up anyway. So hats off to everybody over there. I know a lot of work has gone on to kind of building that program recently, and it's cool to see them have some success lately. But I wish their success would be in seconds behind us. So overall, it was a great few days here at Volusia. I love coming here. It's a place that's treated me well, and that was a tricky one. And like I said, when you say KT's nose there real early, you know he's going to stick around. And like I said, I just couldn't really get anything figured out to really improve what I was doing, or I searched a few lines and nothing was really working for me. So I just kind of had to race a little defensive, which isn't fun when you're in second. You want to go get that leader, but I just wasn't in the cards tonight.
Logan Seavey leaves Volusia Speedway Park with a win in a second. That's all he needed to bag the big gator here in the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals, and he's in a very good spot for the rest of the season and the rest of Winter Dirt Games 2026, presented by Yokohama Tires. Let's get it over to Genevieve Malone.
And your Rod End Supply Charger for the night, Brady Bacon, 18th to 6th place. No, on a track as challenging as tonight, how do you manage to make up passes?
We just had to work as quick as we could before the racetrack took everything away from us. So, we just kept clipping off. I think we passed like a car a lap there for the first part of the race, but you get up to the front where the guys are faster, it's a little more challenging. And luckily we were able to find the rubber in two quicker than some of the guys in front of us and picked off one or two that way and almost got Briggs there. But once it got kind of one lane rubber, it was really hard to pass and just kind of had to settle for what we, got up to 6th and had to settle for that. So salvaged a good night. Having to start 18th after our engine problems in qualifying, but kept us kind of alive in the points for the week. And these guys worked hard, got it changed, got us back out, and kept working hard and got our car. I think we have a car as good as anybody, just you can't start 18th. There's too many good guys and they're too hard to pass. So we're going to keep plugging away. Concord American Flagpoles, Racer Magazine, Chris Dyson, thanks for letting us come down here in Florida and race, and hopefully we'll pick off a couple wins at Ocala.
Making up 12 positions on the night for Brady Bacon, our Rod End Supply Charger. Once again in 3rd place, Kevin Thomas Jr., 2nd, Logan Stevie, and our winner for tonight, Jake Swanson.
Thank you very much. As the Dirt Car Super Late Models make their way out to the Speedway, the broadcast is about to switch back over to Dirt Vision, but on behalf of everybody here with the United States Auto Club, the Volusia Speedway Park, and the crew at Studio 56, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's racing action. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Ocala. Until next time, my name is Brian Holbert saying good night, good luck, and God bless. Here come the late models.
One more race to go on the program here tonight. 24 late models, 25 laps, $7,000 to the winner. As we get set to roll cars down the back straight away, Volusia Speedway Park pace vehicle is on the racetrack as well. Here is the starting lineup for tonight's Dirt Car Late Model Main Event. Hudson O'Neill scheduled to go in the inside of the front row. He's out of Martinsville, Indiana in the 71 car. Your opening heat race winner will roll from the inside of the front row. And tonight's fast qualifier, Blair Nodorf, will roll to the outside of the front row. He's out of Renner, South Dakota in 76. Row 2 inside, Ryan Gustin. He's out of Marshalltown, Iowa in the 19R. He'll start inside of the second row in the 19R. And Ricky Thornton Jr., 7th to the win in his heat race earlier tonight at Chandler, Arizona. He'll start 4th in 20 RT. Row 3 inside, last night's runner-up. It's Thompson George's Cody Overton. He'll roll from the inside of row number 3 into his outside. Last year's Monday night winner, Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina in 9. He'll start 6th. Row 4 inside will be Brandon Shepard. He's out of New Berlin, Illinois. He's in the 1 car. He'll roll to the inside of the 4th row. And Dalton Wilson will start 8th tonight. He's out of Fayetteville, North Carolina in 58. Row number 5 on the inside's Tim McCready's out of Watertown, New York in the 9 car. He'll start 9th, and his outside will be Kyle Bronson, the driver out of Brandon, Florida in 40B. Row 6 inside's Chris Madden. He's at a Great Court, South Carolina in that 44. And his outside, last night's 3rd place finisher, Devin Moran out of Dresden, Ohio in 99. Row 7 inside, Tyler Wyatt. He'll start 13th tonight. He's at of Oil City, Pennsylvania in the 24. And his outside to be Carson Ferguson. Carson out of Lincolnton, North Carolina in 93. Moving back to the 8th row, inside Frank Heckeness Jr., the driver out of Frankfort, Illinois, in that 99 Junior. And Ethan Dotson will start to his outside. Ethan's out of Bakersfield, California in 74X. Row 9 inside, you'll find Bobby Pierce. He's out of Oakwood, Illinois in 32. He'll start inside of that 9th row. And Brandon Overton, last night's winner, is going to have to roll from 18th. He's out of Evans, Georgia in 76. Row 10 inside will be Drake Troutman. He's out of Hindman, Pennsylvania in the 22 star. And his outside will be super late model rookie Dallin Murdy, driver to Chelsea, Iowa in 13. Row 11 inside, Tyler Erb. He's out of New Waverly, Texas in the 1. And his outside will be Tyler Bruning out of Decorah, Iowa in 16. And your final row will look like this. Logan Zarin out of Hookstown, Pennsylvania will start inside of the 12th row in the 1Z. And Max Blair will be your 24th and final starter tonight. He's out of Centerville, Pennsylvania in 111. 24 cars getting set to roll. Ashton, we should have a good one coming up.
Yeah, Chris, for sure. Pretty much everything we learned from yesterday, throw it out the window. A completely different racetrack, and a lot of guys have taken advantage of that. A lot of guys who didn't have necessarily the best of luck on their side yesterday are doing very, very well today. One of them including our pole sitter up, Hudson O'Neill. He's definitely going to be the one to beat here tonight. That position is going to be so, so important. Getting to that clean air early and getting down to the bottom side is definitely going to be beneficial for Hudson O'Neill. But let's talk tires here for a second. This is really the big curveball moving into tonight's feature. Pretty much everybody on the field it's a mixed bag, really. You see all sorts of combinations, 2s all around with a 4 right rear, as well as 3s on the right side, as well as 3s and a 4. So it's really anybody game as far as tires come down. But like I said, they're all going to be chasing Hudson O'Neill at this one.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. Hudson O'Neill, of course, with 3 wins already in 2026. He won twice during the Wild West Shootout in Central Arizona Raceway in Casa Grande. He won the overall points there at the Wild West Shootout as well. And then, of course, he won night number 2 of the Sunshine Nationals here in Volusia earlier this year as well. So we'll see what happens as we get set to go. Volusia Speedway Park, get up on your feet. We're going to send them off VSP style here on this Tuesday night of the Dirt Car Nationals. They get set to go 4 wide down the back straightaway. One more time, Volusia Speedway Park, the Dirt Car, late models, 4 wide. Hudson O'Neill, Blair Nodorf, ready to bring us to green off turn number 4. It is showtime on a Tuesday night at Volusia. Green Flag is out. We're going to run 3 wide for that second spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. made it 3 wide. He forced the issue there to the outside of the 19R to the inside of the 76. 71 of Hudson O'Neal jumped to the race lead. He'll take that top spot on lap number 1. It'll be O'Neal. Can he lead the opening lap? He will. Hudson O'Neal leader on lap number 1. Ryan Gustin second. Ricky Thornton Jr. third. Cody Overton out of that 4th spot of the 97. Blair Nodorf into the top 5. Here comes Cody Overton. Cody Overton quickly down around the bottom in that 97. He'll work to the inside of the 20 RT. He'll take third now to the inside of the 19R. How about Cody Overton and Ryan Gustin side by side? Give Pete 2 to the 97. Cody Overton to the runner-up spot. Hudson O'Neal rolling around up front, though, right now in 71. Hudson O'Neal last time by 0.8 seconds. The lead over Cody Overton here. It'll be O'Neal, Overton 1-2, then it'll be Gustin Thornton. Let's see who gets to 5th. Will it be Shepard? It will. Brandon Shepard now to the top 5 of the 1. Out of Rocket 1 car, pretty good right to the middle. Tim McCready, they're going to sneak to his inside of the 9. Give T-Mac 5th. McCready now 5th. Shepard is 6th. Nother is 7th. 8th is Hoffman. Nick Hoffman now trying to pick his way around the bottom. He'll go by Blair Nodorf into 8th. Nodorf 9th. And Chris Madden right now inside the top 10. Madden on the move. He and Devin Moran both going to sneak by that 76. Blair Nodorf having some handling issues. That 76 car is dropping through the field outside of the top 10 right now. Meanwhile, back up front, it'll be Hudson O'Neal, Cody Overton 1-2. Ryan Gustin, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Tim McCready, the top 5. Outside of the top 5 again, it'll be Brandon Shepard 6. Nick Hoffman has gone by Chris Madden. Now going to go to the inside of Bishop. How about Hoffman? Nick Hoffman, we knew his car was good. He's going to work to the inside of Shepard, try to take another spot. Thornton will take 3rd. Ricky Thornton Jr. by Ryan Gustin. Gustin has gone to the top. Everybody migrating to the bottom. Let's see if we get a few of them to roll up there. Gustin and Shepard out there. Ryan Gustin going to try to make that top group work, see if he can move back into contention for the 3rd place running spot right now. Thornton will take it. McCready on the charge. Here comes Tim McCready. Meanwhile, Hudson O'Neal out there by 1.5 seconds over last night's runner-up, Cody Overton. 3rd continues to be Thornton. Gustin still sticking with the top side. It's working for him for the moment. He'll go back by McCready. Tim McCready, Ryan Gustin, Ricky Thornton Jr. Best battle out there right now. It's for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot. 6th is Hoffman. 7th is Shepard. Chris Madden, Devin Moran, and Blair Nodorf into the top 10, but the caution's out. Max Blair's 111 car will bring us under caution here on lap number 8. See if he's got a flat tire. He does. Right rear tire down on the 111 for Max Blair. Saw Ethan Dotson head into the hot pit area. His night done as well in 74. So Ethan Dotson will call it quits. Crew's going to work to change the right rear tire on that Riggs Fiber 111 for Max Blair. Ashton, I didn't see if he got into anybody or if that thing just went down, but they're working on changing the right rear.
Old right rear just came off for Max Blair. Definitely looking rough for here. And I also got a good look at Ethan Dotson's tire as he came by and wanted to see if I noticed a trend here. So the right rear that just came off of Max Blair's 111 is a 3. Definitely looks a little rough. A new right rear going on for Max Blair right now. But Ethan Dotson did have a 2-1 and it was completely not how you want that tire to look. So Max Blair going to call it quits for the night, I think.
And you see Ethan Dotson has rolled back into the hot pit area. He kind of drove around the infield, but he now back into that area as well. So they'll take a look at the right rear of the 74X. We're awful early in this 25 lapper to have tire situations, but if that is what's happening, we'll have to keep an eye on everybody. Hudson O'Neal's led the first 8. Took the lead from the inside of the front row, opened up a near 2-second advantage over Cody Overton's 97. 3rd is Thornton, 4th is McCready, and Ryan Gustin will round at the top 5. Outside of the top 5, it'll be Nick Hoffman, Brandon Shepard, Chris Madden, Devin Moran, and Blair Nodorf. The top 10 looks like Dotson will rejoin. Max Blair is rolling as well, so we'll see if he ends up rolling back out here. Looks like he might. 8 laps in. Again, these are 25 lappers, so they're not crazy long races. However, tire wear certainly a thing here right now. Concern for sure with only 8 scored. All right, Blair back to the racetrack in the 111. Caution lights are out. DIRTCar double file restart upcoming. It'll be Hudson O'Neal, Cody Overton, Ricky Thornton Jr. It's the top 3 runners as we work under the division scoreboard as we come back to green this next time around. Now the yellow's going to blink back on. So potentially some debris maybe or something. We're going to roll one more time at least. All right, one to go this time by. There's a shot of, I don't know if that's Blair's or Dotson's, but one of the tires there down on the infield. Caution lights will go out and we'll fire them off next time around. Again, it'll be Hudson O'Neal. DIRTCar double file restart one more time down the front straightaway into the 71 of Hudson O'Neal. Green flag back out. Get a restart for all 3 of the top 3. Hudson O'Neal up the hill. Does that open the door for Cody Overton down around the bottom? Nope. Ricky Thornton Jr. able to go back by him. Again, it'll be the 71. Hudson O'Neal, the 20 of Ricky Thornton Jr. in a side-by-side battle now for 3rd. Down the front straightaway, Ryan Gustin using that middle groove. Here comes the Reaper. Ryan Gustin to the 3rd spot of the 19. Gustin and Overton side-by-side. Overton able to take it back for the moment. Gustin again going to try to pedal around the outside of the 19R. 5th continues to be the 9. Tim McCready, Brandon Shepard is 6th. Devin Moran now to the outside of Nick Hoffman. They'll run side-by-side for position down the front straightaway. Hoffman will hang on to it at 9. 10 scored. Contact between 2nd and 3rd. Overton up the hill. Got into the nose of the 20 RT of Thornton. That's going to allow the 19R to race by. 19R of Ryan Gustin up to 3rd. Ricky Thornton Jr. fading here. So he's got to get back and start hitting his marks here, unless he might have a right rear tire going down. We'll wait and see. Thornton from 2nd all the way outside of the top 5. Brandon Shepard right through the middle. It has definitely started to rubber right in the middle here. Let's see how this plays out as the 1 and the 9 found it first. Brandon Shepard has gone to the 4th spot. Nick Hoffman a little bit high off turn number 4 that time. It'll continue to be Hudson O'Neal. He's in that preferred groove and he's driving away. He's out there by 2 seconds. It'll continue to be Hudson O'Neal, Cody Overton, Ryan Gustin, Brandon Shepard, Tim McCready coming up on halfway here, right at the halfway point of this 25 lapper. O'Neal, Overton, Gustin, Shepard, McCready, the top 5. They're all in a single file lane right now. The 20 RT is 6th. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. Again, it's Nick Hoffman, Devin Moran, Chris Madden, Bobby Pearson to the top 10. Madden and Pierce, best battle on the racetrack right now is Pierce taking a look to the inside. Bobby Pierce trying to get a spot, and he's got it. Bobby Pierce to the inside of the 44. Madden will run side by side for just a moment. Madden able to take advantage of that middle group going into 1. Pierce had it at the line. Madden took it back. Then it'll be Dalton Wilson right outside of the top 10. Battle now for the runner-up spot again as Ryan Gustin is on the rear deck lid of the 97 of Overton. He might have just thrown a little bit of an elbow. Here comes the 19R. Gustin threw it in there deeper than he had been. He got to the inside of Overton, and Overton hit that strip right in the middle of turn number 1, was able to power back by to the runner-up spot. Less than 10 to go this time by. It'll continue to be the 71 of Hudson O'Neal. Hudson O'Neal, Cody Overton, Ryan Gustin, Brandon Shepard, and Tim McCready still the top 5. No changes inside the top 5, no changes inside the top 10. Thornton, Hoffman, Moran, Madden, and Pierce still round out the top 10. Then again, it's Dalton Wilson, 11th, Blair Nodorf, 12th, Kyle Bronson, 13th, Drake Troutman, 14th, and Carson Ferguson, the top 15. 16th is Tyler Erb, 17th is Brandon Overton, 18th, Ethan Dotson, 19th, Tyler Bruning, and Max Blair rounds out the top 20. And it'll be the 24 of Tyler Wyatt. 1Z Logan's there in the 99 of Frank Heckeness Jr. and Dallin Murray, the 24th and final car out there. Everybody's still racing that started this thing. Down the front straightaway, we'll get set to roll off turn number 4. 20 laps will be scored. We'll have 5 to go for race long leader Hudson O'Neal in 71. Hudson O'Neal, Cody Overton, Ryan Gustin, Brandon Shepard now a battle for 5th. Tim McCready still hanging on to it. Thornton looked to the inside of him there for just a second. Down the front stretch. 21 scored, 4 to go for Martinsville, Indiana's Hudson O'Neal. Hudson O'Neal, Cody Overton, and Ryan Gustin look to be the top 3 finishers tonight if they can hang on to it. Shepard in that 4th spot, trying to get a little bit closer to the back deck lid of the 19R as laps are winding down. Next time by, we'll have 2 to go. Gustin appears to be a little bit better than Cody Overton's 97, but he's having trouble finding an opening here with just 2 to go. Hudson O'Neal by 1.6 seconds as we race to the white flag this time by. One more time around, Volusia Speedway Park off turn number 4. White flag in the air for Hudson O'Neal in 71. O'Neal down the back straightaway, still 1.3 seconds out there. He'll not have to deal with traffic. So we work into turn number 3 and out of turn 4. His 4th feature win of the year. Hudson O'Neal wins on Tuesday night here at Volusia. Checkered flag will fly over the field. Just like that. We will wrap up the DIRTCar late model feature event. Top 3 finishers get the droop check to roll across the scales, and we will greet them in Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar Nationals victory lane. Hudson O'Neal rolling down the back straightaway, as is Ryan Gustin. Cody Overton already down there into the droop check area. And of course, we'll get Brandon Shepard and Tim McCready across the scales. All top 5 need to scale here post-race. Victory lane celebrations will be happening here in a moment. Looks like we've got everybody down there on the infield where they need to be right now. Top 10 finishers look like this. Bobby Pierce will come home 10th in the 32. 9th will go to the 44 of Chris Madden. 8th to the 99 of Devin Moran. 7th spot will go to the 9 of Nick Hoffman. Ricky Thornton Jr. will come home 6th in the 20 RT. Tim McCready was 5th in the 9. Brandon Shepard will be 4th in the 1. Ryan Gustin 3rd in the 19R. Cody Overton will come home 2nd for the 2nd night in a row in that 97 car. Bobby Pierce will be tonight's hard charger, 17th to 10th, plus 7 for Bobby Pierce. And looks like your winner's already down off the jack. We'll get him across the scales, make sure everything is good there. Sponsors, of course, by Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding Company, Dino One, Professional Concrete Cutting and Neil Salvage, Bobcat, Subsurface of Indiana, Bill Stein, Seneca, Longhorn, Clements, all those great partners for the Drive Road of Mountains, Martinsville, Indiana. Penske Shocks on that 71. Looks like he's cleared the scale, so he will roll down onto the front straight away and be greeted in the Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar Nationals victory lane. Second place has dropped onto all 4s as well. We'll get Cody Overton across the scales. We're just finishing up on Gustin's 19R, and he'll roll forward as well. Hudson O'Neal making his way down the front straightaway in that 71. As we said before, he had 3 wins coming into tonight. He won twice during the Wild West Shootout, Central Arizona Raceway, Casa Grande, Arizona in January, and then he won the Friday night portion of the Sunshine Nationals here at Volusia as well. $7,000 check. That Hoosier Tire neckband, the Golden Gator Trophy, all the accolades that go with winning a DIRTCar Nationals A-Main. He's out of the car. How about it? Hudson O'Neal in 71. Second and third place making their way out onto the front straightaway as well. We'll get Hudson O'Neal up onto that Federated Auto Parts DIRTCar Nationals victory lane stage. Ashton, we knew he had a good car. He knew he had a good car. He's standing with you in victory lane.
Complete rebound from yesterday for Hudson O'Neal, and now you're standing here in victory lane from the pole, now here in victory lane. How special is this for you?
Oh, it's so awesome to be able to get back in the 71 car and come down straight out of, a fresh start to Speed Weeks and be able to get us a win on the second night is pretty awesome. And had a good race car last night, just got set behind early. And yeah, man, thank you so much to Todd and Vicky Burns and SSI Motorsports and everything that they've done for me, as well with my guys, Jason, Kyle, Riley, Logan, my wife, Tessa, and everybody that's a part of it. We have such an amazing group of people here with us this week, and it's just really cool to be here and to be up on this front straightaway.
How important was that starting position, and more so that clean air once laps started to click off there?
Yeah, absolutely. We knew that it was going to be a little bit of a tire game, and we were lucky to be able to get out to the lead there early, and then it started to line up down here in 1 and 2 especially, and we were just lucky to have good track position, and wouldn't be possible without all my guys and without all of our great sponsors, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding Company, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, O'Neal Savage and Recycling, USSSA Fast Pitch, Penske Racing Shocks, Lucas Oil, O'Neal Contracting, Big River Steel, Sunoco Race Fuels, and Seven Spurs Ranch here with us this week, and everybody back at home, and we look forward to the rest of the week.
Hudson O'Neal gets it done, night number 2, and is taking home a Gator.
Congratulations to Hudson O'Neal. Good drive right there as he picks up the win here on this Tuesday night at Volusia Speedway Park. Cody Overton will come home second for the second night in a row. Again, Ashton, he's always got something to say. Another good run for the 97.
Yeah, 2 nights and now 2 second place podiums. Are you happy with that, or is this just adding more fuel to the fire to get that win?
I'm just still glad nothing's broke yet. No, it's good. I mean, congrats to Hudson. It's a tire game, I guess, and I didn't play it very good. My car is super good. I'm very happy about it, and I don't know, we're just going to have to – the track really, I didn't think it was going to rubber that fast, and I tried to hurry up and get in a second, and I know he was setting a good pace, and then I was catching him for a minute, and then I was like, hold on. Like, he's probably got some hard shit on, and I got some soft stuff on, so I need to chill out, but it is what it is, a good car, and I really wanted to win tonight because I forgot a lot of people, so I'm going to try my damnedest not to forget anybody tonight, but no, just same people pretty much. David, Miss Judy, Granite, Holland and Graydon, J.R. Haley, Shane Sprinkle, John Morley, Doug and Kathy Vonador, let me see, I don't know, Alan Murray, Bruce Kane, I ain't forgetting nobody this time. Let's see what we got. LaRussa, Factory Canopy, FK Rod Ends, my beautiful wife, Tanner, Birdwell, Ty. We got Tim Ryan with us tonight too, helping. And a huge shout out to the whole Mikey Leach crew back there. I had more engine problems once again. As soon as we crank up to come up here, I don't know what happened, but they got her fixed for me. So big thanks to them and just everybody.
Cody Overton with the second place run.
Once again, congratulations to him. He'll come home second for the second night in a row. Ryan Gustin tried a couple different lanes. He made the top work early, pretty fast at the end as well once he got in line. The Reaper coming home third.
Yeah, Chris, you just said it. Ryan Gustin was really trying a lot of different things there, but wasn't able to make anything happen. What needed to go different for you tonight?
We just needed to fire off a little bit better. Them guys were kind of driving by us on the beginning of it, and then we kind of found that rubber before some of them, or got lucky and was on the outside on one of them restarts, and was able to capitalize on that, and then got behind Cody, and I know he was on soft tires, so he was kind of fading at the end, and without absolutely just obliterating somebody, you're not going to pass them in that condition, and that's not how we race. So just like to thank everybody that helps us out. Obviously, Hoker Trucking, Tim Eisenberg, CFR, Carl Chevrolet, Dynamic Drivelines, Midwest Sheet Metal, Bill Stein, Swift Springs, Infinity Chassis, obviously, Jay Dickens Engines, I know I'm forgetting somebody, FK Rod Ends, VP Race Fuels, everybody that helps out, I couldn't do without them.
Ryan Gustin comes home with a third place run. Cody Overton in second, and your winner, the New Deal, Hudson O'Neal.
Once again, congratulations, Hudson O'Neal, your winner tonight. Here's your full field rundown. Cody Overton second in the 97, Ryan Gustin third in the 19R, Brandon Shepard fourth, and Tim McCready will round out the top 5. Ricky Thornton Jr. was 6th, Nick Hoffman was 7th, 8th was Devin Moran, 9th Chris Madden, and 10th was Bobby Pierce. Outside of the top 10, Dalton Wilson 11th, Kyle Bronson was 12th, Blair Nodorf 13th, Rick Troutman 14th, and Carson Ferguson the top 15. Tyler Erb finishes 16th, Brandon Overton 17th, Tyler Bruning, Max Blair, and Tyler Wyatt the top 20. Remainder of the field, Logan Zarin 21st, Frank Hickeness Jr. 22nd, Dallin Murdy 23rd, and Ethan Dotson the final finisher of that one. That'll wrap it up here on this Tuesday night at Volusia Speedway Park. Thank you so much for attending if you were here on the property. Thank you so much for everybody watching around the world on Dirt Vision. Again, we will see you right back here tomorrow.
This has been a presentation of Dirt Vision, a World Racing Group property. For information about upcoming broadcasts, follow us on social media, including Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also watch more than 2,500 classic races and shows anytime at dirtvision.com or the Dirt Vision app.